All right, we are up and running. TexAgs Watch Along. Week 2 of this, week 4 of the season. Ryan Brauninger, I'm with Mr. Chris Taylor, Big 12 champion Chris Taylor. Most famous maybe for your catch and run against Nebraska in 98?
I would think that's probably the biggest one, yeah.
The Madisonville Magician, I heard they call you.
If you talk to Gabe, he has something totally different. So
I try not to talk to Gabe. You know what I'm saying? No, week 2, we're going to be doing these every week now. Last week, it went so well that the ownership, thankfully, allowed us to continue to do these. So excited to have you guys in here. We'll get the chat up and going. We're watching the end of Boise and Utah State. Boise up 27-3. 2 minutes left in this one. I got to imagine they're going to switch over when the A&M game gets close to kick. It was announced that A&M will kick at 2:40, not at the originally scheduled time, obviously, of 2:30, as we are 2:32 right now. Get some folks in the chat, 70 people already in here.
wow.
A lot of gigums, a lot of folks fired up. CT, some pregame notes. No Layden Robinson today. Didn't expect him to play kind of how with Billy was talking during the week. It looks like they will move Kenyon Green into that guard spot, and then freshman Reuben Fothery from Richmond Foster will make the start at right tackle. How big of an ask is that out of a true freshman? First start in the SEC West rivalry game.
Starting in the SEC rivalry game. Yeah, I mean, that's you can't be in a bigger spot than that. I mean, this game year in and year out has been one of those that has played really close. I mean, A&M's, they won the last 9, but you insert a freshman. You've got Arkansas that believes that they can win the game this year. So, man, he's in a big spot. But that's why you recruit these guys. That's why he's the recruit that he is. I think he has a great game today.
Highly recruited kid, like you said, out of Richmond Foster, 6'8". All the requisite check marks for being an elite offensive tackle in this league. I saw him a lot in high school, and you're going, man, the potential for this kid's through the roof. But just the seasoning and being out there in the speed of the game and understanding your calls and all that kind of stuff. And I think really the main position group we're watching today
is the O-line,
is the offensive line. And last week, CT, I thought it wasn't physical mistakes. There were a few, obviously, but it was just turning guys completely loose.
Yeah.
And they've talked so much on TexAgs this week about the scheme that they saw last week and how difficult it was for freshmen and just something completely different than they've had ever laid their eyes on from a football perspective. So we'll see. I would imagine Barry Odom watched that tape and said, we can add some stuff to what we normally do to cause them problems.
Yeah. But what I think I'm the most excited to see is that, A&M is the higher ranked team. They come into this game, they've won 9 straight, but it's like nobody's giving them a shot to beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
And, I think that's fuel right there. I mean, you have a group of guys that, now that locker room gets tighter. And, they read the press clippings. They hear the things that the media says. And so, I'd look for an inspired bunch to come out today. I look for the O-line to be great. I think they're going to be physical. I see Isaiah going over 100. I think he's going to, he's good for one big one. So, and then, Zach, I think you see a team that really takes a step forward, grows up. And
if they can just get in front of Arkansas, I told Evan Ike last week, it's okay to lose on the offensive line, but it's the speed at which you lose that's important. You can lose slow and still have a successful play. So I think losing slow on the O-line would be a huge win for them in this contest today. And then, on the other side, it'll be about slowing down KJ Jefferson's legs, forcing him into a kind of a one-way street through the air. You want him in obvious passing downs. Where he can really hurt you is when they get in that 3rd and 3 or they get in that 2nd and 2. Yeah. So I think behind the chains early in the down or even the chains early in the down will be really good for this A&M defense.
Yeah. And I mean, it's unfortunate that, with the O-line, one guy break down, the whole play can break down, and so I like, Deuce being introduced into that offensive line. I look for just that group, that unit to play a lot better. And so, like you said, you can't lose at the point of attack. You've got to get in, hold it for a second or two, and then, let those backs and Zach be able to make plays.
Where A&M is much better than Arkansas, I believe, is at the skill position.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the backs, tight end, and receivers.
Right.
Chase Lane did not travel today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're expecting to see some of Devin Price. Well, obviously, Caleb Chapman's out, so we'll see a lot of Damon Demas.
Mm-hmm.
With Anias being banged up, Anias is going to play, which I think is big news for A&M. But you have to like what you saw to Moose Muhammad last week. He's going to be on the field a lot more. So they've recruited really, really well at receiver. It's just interesting that you're going from the starting receivers going into the year were Anias, Hez Jones, Caleb Chapman, and Chase Lane.
Yep.
3 of those 4 are going to be out today.
Yeah. And I mean, but like you said, this is why you recruit. You know, you have guys that were highly recruited. You have guys that can play the game. You know, I've said since the spring, I think Moose is the X factor in this offense, and he's going to get an opportunity to earn his money today. I mean, I call these guys young gorillas.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go to work. They've got to win at the line of scrimmage, because I can imagine we know who's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas probably knows who's not playing. And so you can probably expect a lot of press man, a lot of man-to-man coverage, so that Arkansas can be exotic up front to try to make sure that they confuse that offensive line and try to get pressure. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Arkansas's 2 offensive linemen that were in question are both suited up and expected to at least give it a go. Big news. I just wonder how healthy they are. They didn't practice all week. Now, it's Ricky Stromberg, who may be the best center in the SEC. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those guys, I feel like if you're an elite player at your position, and you've been there, like, do you need a bunch of practice, or is he a guy that can roll out and play,
But, I mean, when you look at who he's going against, I mean, just the guys that roll through there. I mean, DeMarvin Leal, McKinley Jackson, then you introduce I just call him 5, the big freshman,
mm-hmm.
Shamar. And so you're not playing against the guys that are playing, at Georgia Southern.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not playing that. You're playing against guys who have potential first-round draft pick grades. And, even at 100%, it's hard to slow those guys down.
Sure.
And you're going to come out there less than 100%. So I'll be honest, I hope he does play.
And it'll be interesting, too, how often do we see DeMarvin Leal slide inside with a banged-up center, or potentially, if he goes out, even a backup center.
Yeah.
Because you really like A&M's advantage there. And then the right tackle, Michael Clemens, has been playing his
lights out.
Lights out, right? And he's been dealing with a back issue. And I listened to Seth McKinney talk about what that means for an offensive lineman. He talked about it yesterday on TexAgs Radio. And, like, if you've got a questionable back going into a football game, it's going to be really hard to compete and be at least at your best, or even close to your best.
Yeah. I just think the biggest thing, with the back, at any moment, it tightens up. You can't get that thing quite loose. So that it's – I think both teams have some injuries at key positions. But, I mean, when you look at it, like you said, Jimbo has recruited well. He's done a great job. I think these guys are going to come out ready to go.
Getting a little pregame talk here from Brian Jones and Rick Neuheisel. 166 people, and we're up about 50 folks from last week. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. A lot of people said they would be tuning in so they didn't have to hear Gary Danielson on the call. So we will try to do our best to get y'all synced up. Last week, I didn't do a good enough job of letting you guys know, like, the time in the game so you could get your stream synced up with what was going on your TV. So we'll do that. Obviously, you've got the ability to pause the stream, or you can pause your TV to get it right in line. But we appreciate you hanging out, and little pregame montage now of the Aggie band, and we should be closing in on kickoff here.
What was crazy, 4 years, and I mean, you hear so much about A&M's football team, and then, to get a chance to see the band and do those things, see them perform. 4 years. I mean, I never saw those guys perform. But you hear how great they are.
It's every time somebody new sees the band, it's like breathtaking,
Yeah, you don't see it until after you're done playing and you go back, and so it's a sight to see.
Man, the storylines in this game and what it could mean going forward. Billy's talked about it all week. A&M, if they're able to just weather the storm this week, you'd like them against their chances in the matchup against Mississippi State next week. And then you go into that Bama game where you thought you would be, with a healthy Haynes King and the offensive line playing up to the level that we thought they were going to play at. Arkansas, I think a lot of folks are looking at them and going, all right, are you legitimately good?
Yeah.
Or was Texas really bad on that night and you caught them in the perfect scenario where there was a huge buzz in Fayetteville and they went in there and Texas succumbed to the pressure and Arkansas played, above their head? We'll see. Obviously, Texas just blew the doors off Texas Tech stinks. They stink. They didn't do anything well in that game.
No.
Not one aspect of football did Tech do well. And I just wonder how long, what Matt Wells' future looks like up there in Lubbock. I told you before the stream started, you go back to the Mike Leach years in Lubbock, and they ran him off for questionable purposes. Let's just say it was a lot of back and forth. He said, she said on the Mike Leach deal. Where would they be if they had just kept him
left him alone?
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember when Mike Leach first got to Tech, and I think the year is when did we play them? 2000, my senior year. And Friday we have Friday walkthrough, and we're out there, we're doing our thing. Well, Mike Leach and Tech gets off the bus, and it was basically like, hey, we're gonna come out here and just take over. We're gonna come out and do the walkthrough when we want to. And so right then you knew kind of the mentality and kind of that hey, listen, we're gonna do it on our terms. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. And Mike Leach, I mean, we beat them that game, but they're always a tough out. And then, like you said, to be able to build it at Tech, it's unfortunate, that whole scenario unfolded.
All right, here we go. Broadcast has started. Nessler and Danielson doing their thing on the pregame. Hopefully we get some crowd shots. Be interesting to see. I bet Arkansas brought a lot of folks down from Fayetteville for this one.
Yeah.
Again, reading Twitter, reading their message boards, they very much believe they're going to win this game. And look, they can. They absolutely can win this game.
Yeah.
No question about it. If A&M doesn't up their level of play and Arkansas plays the way they did against Texas, the Aggies are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, it is – I think that's why I love this, the SEC so much. I mean, you have these hard-fought, these tough games. And this game has become – I mean, you see the crowd. That's all A&M right there. So, these games become so important because they can swing either way. I mean, even the Florida-Bama game last week, I mean, it was – that thing tightened up. And you really thought, hey, Florida has a chance to beat these guys. And
I still think it's such a dangerous game to play the transitive property in college football early on in the season. Like, because Team X beat Team Y, that means Team Z is this. Like, we still just don't know how these teams are going to respond to different circumstances. The matchups are such a huge deal in college football. I think A&M matches up extremely well next week against Mississippi State. This is the one that has you worried. It has you worried because of what Arkansas does well, what A&M has struggled with so far.
And I mean, you look at that start with Calzada, him coming in relief of Haynes King. That game, I think that game was an anomaly. I don't think that was true to who A&M was. It was one of those things that you're kind of shell shocked because the guy who you think is going to be your guy all year, all of a sudden, first quarter, bang, he goes down. And you don't know what his status is, and now, boom, now you insert Zach. And so I think that game was one of those that it was just get through it. Offense, let's figure it out, let's get through it. But the defense, I think, showed who they were. Once they understood and slowed down that stuff, man, they got after Colorado, and you saw they didn't do anything.
Kickoff through the end zone. The Aggies will start 1st and 10 at their own 20. And we'll get a look at this offensive line, the shuffled offensive line. Early on here. The game plan early on is interesting too. Easy access throws for Zach, where maybe a guy like Ruben Fothery's not having to sit out there and hold his block for very long.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what they did last week.
Jalen Preston in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I guess he is going to be in Chase Lane's spot. Kenyon Green right there at guard. Same offensive line, just Kenyon Green goes to right guard, and Ruben Fothery starts at right tackle.
Just give him an easy. I mean, you've got access to the bottom.
And Isaiah going to have a hold right there on Acker. Did we get away with that, CT?
Got away with it. We'll take 11. That's a good way to start.
That's a good 11. Boy, there's a hold on the left guard there. Let's see what happens here on play side. Oh, yeah. He got a little heavy. Yeah, he got a little heavy with his head, ducked his head in there. Sam Pittman pointed it out. Oh, a little tempo.
I saw a storyline that there's
Two
an
back.
official that Arkansas doesn't really care for.
Out route, Damon
There you
Demas.
go, Damon. There you go.
I like that play call. Get it out to him. Get Damon settled in. Get Calzada settled in.
Mm-hmm.
A&M attacking the edges here early on.
That's the guy I want to see get going. You know, Wademeyer, he hasn't had that huge impact on the game yet. I want to see him get going today. I mean, like you said, athletes, I think our athletes are better than theirs, and we've got to put them in spaces to be able to make plays. I still like that.
Arch motion
like
with
that.
Preston.
No block.
Oh, missed a block. Anias missed a block. Isaiah does a good job of getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's a little wrinkle we haven't seen, that arc motion. And it really tried to create another blocker out there in space for Spiller. Anias let his guy loose and kind of blew up the timing of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I've seen. I think Isaiah's gotten better with. I mean, him out of the backfield as a receiver, that's another dynamic. And I mean, he's improved on that since his freshman year.
First third down of the game for the Aggies. Third and manageable, though.
I like to see Zach.
Look at this. Look at this defensive setup for Arkansas. They got the middle linebacker standing over the center.
Bring pressure. Run.
Can he run it?
Oh, there's your pass. Give it to him.
Oh, good move.
First down. That's nice.
That's a great move by Zach. He had it, but you're right. Once he broke the pocket, he had a man out there.
I want to see him do more of that too. You know, when
what happened here down to the bottom? Oh, they brought more, and we had eyes in the wrong spot. That's a very well designed blitz by the Razorbacks. Boy, he had some guys open when he broke the pocket. And that's something that Jimbo is going to be able to say, hey, you know, really good job. Showed great toughness to pick that up with your legs. Once you get out there, keep your eyes up.
And I think that's a big point for young quarterbacks. Scramble with the, not to run, but scramble with the thought of, let it go. Scramble with the idea of, you know, I'm still looking to be a passer first.
It's like we had like a wheel route set up, and then once he got pressure, he threw it away.
Yeah.
Fake, yep. You can see Spiller going the wheel route.
Come on, Kenyon.
Kenyon missed. Yeah, that's a blitzing linebacker. Good decision. I think he had Wademeyer.
Yeah, Wademeyer wide open in the flat.
So after the start the game with an 11-yard run, haven't handed it to 28, and here we do. On the stretch to the right, Arkansas's got it leveraged.
Now, and this is what I don't want to see A&M in all day. 3rd and 10, 3rd and long, obvious passing down. And now, you know, now Arkansas's defense can get exotic and bring different looks and pressures and things. You know, I do like the tempo here. You know, I don't know that we subbed, but, you know, the tempo is here. But now Arkansas has a chance to be able to get exotic up front and bring different pressures from all over the place. You don't know everybody's standing up. You don't know who's coming.
Right. And this is where the A&M offensive line struggled, was just getting in their eyes in the right spot last week.
I think pressure's coming.
Arc motion again.
Man to man. Here's pressure. Throw it away. Okay.
He didn't like something. I thought it looked like everything was happening in time for him early after the snap. Let's see if we can get an all 22 view of this. Not a bad first drive, though. No. Picked up a couple of first downs. We're able to get to the edge.
Change the field position.
Let's see. We get a look here.
Again.
Something spooked him, though, to the play side.
You see, you got press man, cover one. Everybody's manned up.
Yep. So he had a middle linebacker, right? Or maybe it was the dime defender that got underneath that crossing route that he wanted to go to Anias. Low snap. Constantino Fields kicks away.
No, go cover it. Change the field position. There we
go. He's been a weapon. And with a defense that's played like A&M's, you really need a good punter. And he was as big of a weapon again that Colorado win as anybody.
I like
going to commercial here.
I'm always so nervous watching these guys. It was always easier when you played, but to watch them now.
Yeah, because you feel like you don't have the control over it, right?
Man.
Yeah. Neil McMaster says Zach seems unsettled and wants to roll out. I think Zach is he's very young in his progression as a quarterback, like his feel in the pocket and
Right.
doing all those things. You know, that's where when we talked about on the third down conversion with his legs, him having his eyes down, I think that's the difference. Like when Haynes gets out there, Haynes does a really good job of keeping his eyes up and creating with his arm,
Yes.
you know, outside the pocket. That's what I mean. How many times we see Johnny do that?
Yeah.
Where his first couple of reads weren't there, and so he just goes playground and he keeps his eyes down the field, and somebody's running. You can't cover people for that long.
No, when you that's that drill that receivers and quarterbacks, you know, they run that in practice. You know, your quarterback starts scrambling, you got to uncover and give yourself to him. I think that, you know, when Zach feels that pressure initially, his first thought is, let me break this pocket, let me run, instead of maybe sliding up in the pocket. Let his old linemen do their jobs and slide up and then create that secondary pocket there. So
a lot of folks in the chat are wanting to know if screens would be a good idea with all the blitz package looks they saw on that first drive.
I think Jimbo has them set. We haven't seen a bunch of screens to start this season.
No, we haven't.
You know, and so it's going to be interesting. I mean, you've got to punish Arkansas for bringing that pressure. You've got to slow them down. You got to give them something to think about. And so that's a good catch by the audience.
Yep. James Thompson says can't be in third and long there. Yeah, third and long is going to be a problem with an inexperienced quarterback and offensive line.
Yeah. 3rd and 10. I mean, it's definitely not a place that you can make a living.
Now let's see the chess match on the other side. Kendall Briles against Mike Elko. A big deal for the Aggie defense in this facing this offense is, like we talked about, first down, because they want to go fast. And it's hard to go fast when you're getting stopped at the line of scrimmage, no yard, 1 yard gains. Looks like Stromberg is starting. Stretch give. Huge hole.
Wow.
Treelon Smith, Cypress kid.
Yeah. No, that can't happen.
Arkansas got a body on everybody.
Body and then got up to the second level.
Yep. Stretch again.
PV was better, but our end
gets to the edge, another 20-yard run.
Well, they got a hole. There may be a reason the hole was that big. But still, I mean, the first run, definitely don't love it. Receivers holding.
Was it receiver? I think Traylon Burks. It's another. It's their best player on offense, Traylon Burks. Talked this week about would A&M just shadow him with Jalen Jones all day.
Yeah,
there's a hold right there on Damani. Got to going to be a 1st and 15 looks like.
Yeah.
So Stromberg is starting at center. I can't tell if that tackle is.
Oh, 1st and 5.
Well, that was interesting because of where that.
Oh, come on, guys.
It's a good. Had it stuffed to the front side. Good move in the backfield. Treelon Smith off to a hot start.
And we even added Leon late.
Yep.
And we still don't stuff. We come down to 8 men in the box and we still can't get a stop.
Push the pocket. Wide open. Boy, Arkansas, the game plan coming out, Kendall Briles has got it dialed up.
Right.
Getting 15 to 20 at a time.
Yeah. Just breakdown.
Brian George caught inside a little bit, or did Antonio Johnson not get enough depth?
I think he didn't sink far enough because there was nothing really there for him to have to cover. So it was just a zone look. I mean, I'm not sure what we're chasing on the outside.
A&M always starts slow against Arkansas. Always. Started slow last year. Remember, Arkansas scored first.
And then finally they took control of that game. But I mean,
had chances to make some plays at the line of scrimmage in this drive and unable to do it.
Kind of spread out here too.
Yep. Look, they moved a little bit, huh? Yeah.
They caught it. Yeah.
It's always interesting so early in these games, just what you think, I guess, as a coordinator, what you think is going to happen versus what actually happens when you're playing a game. One thing about Mike Elko, though, very good adjusting.
Very great. Really, really good at adjusting. And I mean, you've got your first 15 scripted, and so now it'll be interesting to see, what they're going to do to make the adjust. Arkansas has to make the adjustments too, because you see like Leon's coming down to do the blitz there, and now A&M checks out of it and backs off of it as well. So it's going to be
barely got that off.
There you go.
You like that running into the teeth of the defense. You like A&M's chances there. Third and
10, third and 9. I'd like to see us take the same page out of their book. There we go. Press up across the board, man up. I think
can you block our guys? Yeah.
And make him make throws.
That still didn't look right.
No.
Dropped it.
There we go.
I think they're offsides again there.
No penalty.
All right, so A&M defense settles in.
Yeah.
Did they not start early? I don't know that that's going to pick up a first down anyway. Brian George doing a good job out there working on his receiver.
Yeah, I don't know that
Arkansas don't have enough men on their field goal team. They're going to have to burn a timeout. Kicker 6 for 6 this year.
Wow.
Kid doesn't even have his helmet strapped up.
A game of this magnitude. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's be locked in. I'd like to have seen A&M be able to get off the field a little sooner, but bend but don't break. This is like I want to say this is like Arkansas's championship right now.
Well, they said that about the Texas game too, and they came out and played extremely well.
Right. I want to see what adjustments Jimbo just that one drive. I want to see them get the ball in our playmakers' hands. I mean, it's okay to throw quick.
Sure.
Quick. The quick game. Throw quick passes. Let them make plays for Zach.
Again, outside the box, I think A&M's better.
Yeah.
I think their skill talent, their backs, receivers are better. Play the game out there. If you can play the game out there, play the game out there. I'd like to see some Devon A-Chain.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard brought my food. You can just leave it right there on the desk. It's fine. Thanks, Richard.
I think what it boils down to, I mean, you got Damon Demas. I think he's better than whoever he lines up against. You got Anaya Smith, better talent. He's probably one of the best in the country. And then you start introducing Moose and Price and get Isaiah outside. Like you said, A-Chain outside. They're better than the guy that they're lining up across from. If the whole week, the talk has been the offensive line, well, let's take it out of their hands.
Yeah.
Let's put it in space. Let's get it out there to them quick and let those guys go make plays.
Still, I mean, not the start that I think a lot of A&M fans were hoping for.
No.
I think, okay, offense, you get a couple of first downs, you move it, and you punt it inside the 20. It was those first 3 or 4 Arkansas plays where they give 15, 20 at a time.
Yeah.
I think Kendall Briles is going to be a head coach soon.
He has to be. I mean, his offense is scary. Even when he was at Baylor, I mean, it was he's one of those guys. He's like the kind of that Kyle Shanahan type feel. And I mean, he's a bright star. What we got?
So straight 47 yards, center cut here. Just don't give them a penalty that's going to result in a first down.
6 for 6.
He's due to miss one.
Be a good time for him to miss one.
I don't know. Maybe hold that miss for later in the game if we need. He got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Right down the middle.
3-0.
3-0 Arkansas. With 8:20 left in the first quarter, and that kicker is jacked. Arkansas takes the lead. We've said that before in this rivalry.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Dalton, clip that, because if this kid misses one later, I think we're going to be able to use that. It's one thing about these CBS 230 kicks is we're going to do a million commercials
in it, yeah.
Where's everybody watching from? Last week we had some folks from Paris, France.
Wow.
All across the world. So I know we got some people from in College Station. I recognize a few of these names in here. But if you're joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. Appreciate you guys having us tuned in. 183 folks in here right now. We've been between about 170 and 200 for most of this broadcast so far.
It makes it fun. I can tell you that.
Sulphur Springs, Austin.
We got any Madisonville people?
Any Madisonville Mustangs? Virginia, Klein. Klein, that's your area.
That is my area.
Houston, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Elgin, Chandler. Where's Chandler, Texas? I don't know where Chandler is located.
I don't know that one either.
Denver, Colorado. They're coming in fast now. Charlotte, North Carolina, Denver, Huntsville, Amarillo, Mo City.
Missouri City.
We'd like to see some Mo City Vaughn at some point today. Pretty crazy that Arkansas's special package is their backup quarterback, Malik Hornsby.
Okay.
Fort Bend Marshall kid as well.
You got a bunch of those Missouri City kids playing in this one today.
They that area just produces an insane amount of talent. Albuquerque, Atlanta, Georgia. Jeremy Glenn says, "I'll work in Madisonville. Does that count?"
We'll take him.
O'Fallon, Illinois. Heath, Texas. Montana. On a taxiway at DFW. Hey, you're on a plane. You're leaving DFW. That's where the game's at. Allen, west of Tyler, San Antonio, Humble, Conroe. On the road, traveling to Louisiana. Pretty cool.
Wow, Notre Dame ran away with that one.
Did they really?
Man, 41-13.
Gracious. Huge second half for the Irish. It's one thing when we get to do these watch-alongs, we don't get updates on what else is going on around college football.
I'd like to see them insert iChain right now. Change the tempo a little bit. Maybe get Zach on the edge. They're wanting to blitz and they're wanting to bring pressure. Get him on the edge. Give him an easy throw. Maybe a flood concept or something like that. But give him something easy to make a throw.
And I'm sure there has to be some conversations, especially during the week leading up, where Jimbo, they sit down in their meetings and they go, what plays, regardless of the defense, what plays do you like?
Yeah. Press up top. I don't love it.
Near side stretch.
Yeah.
Arkansas
to the short side of the field.
Arkansas's defensive line doing a good job of staying on their feet. Ends up being a loss of one for Isaiah Spiller.
And then, I get it. You've got, looks like you're going to have two safeties. Just throw one up to Demas down here. See what he can do.
Arkansas brings pressure. Throws it Isaiah. Good job breaking a tackle.
That's trouble.
He's almost out to midfield. Good play by the Arkansas linebacker to retrace the steps and catch him from the backside. Or that's going to go to the plus side of the field. Good throw from Zach.
Yeah.
Put it in a spot where he could catch and run. A little angle route out of the backfield.
More blitz, though.
Yep.
Guy off the edge. Oh, one dude to beat.
That was Jalen Catalon, who he was able to get away from. Probably Arkansas's best player on defense. Arkansas with a guy shaking up and so he's going to walk off.
I don't know if it's just me, man. These guys, they just seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Golly.
You know, when you go back and you watch like the games from your era and even a little bit before,
Yeah.
the guys, I think they look bigger because of the pads.
Yeah. But I mean, even like playing with
That's odd.
He's in the middle of the field. He's not even hurt. And he just sits down.
It's not like A&M he's running a whole bunch of tempo where you got to do that.
I thought, Steve and Seth were massive when I played. There's a
Screen.
Catch it. You got to run.
Max Wright. They had it set up. Max
He's still up, though.
Still up. Hey, I tell you what.
He turned that into something.
It was set up very good. I mean, if you told me that we were going to see a Max Wright catch and run on a screen in the first quarter.
Oh, we got away with one there. Face mask. First screen of the game goes to Max Wright. That's great effort.
High effort. I mean, he's a kid that started his career on the defensive line, had those injuries. For the sake of the team, Isaiah, that's that Arian Foster run.
Yes.
Pick and weave, and you get 4 for a first down. But Max Wright's a team favorite.
Yeah.
Switched sides of the football, been a huge contributor on special teams his entire career.
He's that guy that you've got to have. I mean, it's that dirty. That guy doesn't mind getting dirty. And I always say the receivers, and me included, we were those pretty guys. We didn't like to get in there and mix it up. But that's one of those guys that just kind of does everything. He blocks, and then he gets an opportunity to catch
play action,
so,
throw your check down. Good, Zach. Get 5 and get out of bounds. Good. I'll live with that.
2nd and 6.
They thought they would get Arkansas creeping up, and the Arkansas rushed 4. A shot of Haynes King on the sideline. He's upgraded from I don't know if that's an upgrade from that scooter he had, and now he's on crutches.
I think I'd prefer the scooter. Man, I've been on crutches before. Jeez, those things are rough.
Second and 6.
2 deep safeties. There you go.
Good jump cut.
I'm mad about that. I mean, when you look at him, and you kind of see a lot of the backs. I mean, I think the one that comes to mind, you think about Arian, but then like Le'Veon Bell's running style, how he's picking and he's taking his time. He reminds me a lot of him. I mean, Isaiah, you look at him, he doesn't look that big, but then I got a chance to stand next to him.
Taller than you think, right? Yeah. Potential 2-down territory here. 3rd and 3 from the Arkansas. Looks like they're at the 39. Stretch left. Isaiah cut back.
That's
good
a nice
move.
Run.
That's a really good run for a first down.
That's a nice run.
His eyes do such a good job of seeing play side clogged and then get back. Look at this. Clogged up over there. Can't get it. Back. And then makes a guy miss. Max Wright with just enough.
Yeah. And I mean, our backside, did just enough to create that, that kind of that despair between that front side and that backside, and that gave Isaiah that cutback. So
he gets a break. First sighting of Devon A-Chain with 4:18 in the first quarter.
I love how he hits this thing downhill. And see, I would love Zach to keep that.
Even if it's
make them account for it.
Right. And you have to run A-Chain between the tackles. It can't be every time he comes in, hey, it's wide. And
right.
As talented as the kid is, it gets schemed up that way, and you won't be able to do anything. A&M must like something in this interior run, right? Or at least they liked it on tape.
Yeah. I mean, but you see the 3-man. Oh, I don't like it.
Anias did not. That's the second time he's whiffed on a block. He's talking to Weidermeyer about it, but now it's 3rd and real long.
And here we are in the situation again. I'd love to see a draw, a screen, something here, but don't put the ball in harm's way. Yeah. Arkansas is playing. They're playing coverage. And I guess, they're going to say that their defensive line is going to be better than ours, and they're going to stay on the back end and keep two safeties.
This is an interesting play call on 3rd and 16 from this area of the field.
Do you play for the field goal here?
Right. We're going to probably have to take a timeout. We're getting late in the clock. Jimbo's going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah. One thing I do love though about Jimbo, it doesn't matter if it's Anais, it doesn't matter if it's Kenyon Green. He coaches those guys hard, and it's not, you don't see the best players getting preferential treatment or anything like that. He coaches these guys every single play, and he coaches them really hard. So
that's twice Anais has missed something on the edge on a blocking responsibility.
But one thing I think that has to happen, you've got to get him involved in the game. I mean, right now he's running around, he's just blocking, and you're not in the game yet. You don't have that feel of the flow. Get him a touch, even if it's just a bubble. Just get him in the flow of the game to kind of help him to get acclimated to this thing.
Right.
So I like, even if it's something small, it's not going to generate a first down, get it in his hands just to get him a touch. He, as electric as he is, he may turn a 3 or 4 yard catch, and he may go 40 yards here.
This defensive call coming up on the other side of the commercials, I'm interested in too. Because if I'm Barry Odom, I'm playing coverage, because I don't think that you need to come at A&M right now knowing that the athletes that A&M's got, and a jump ball could turn into either a catch or a pass interference. Right. I think he's going to sit in the shell, make Zach make the right read and fit a ball in, and try to just keep everybody in front of you, in front of the stick, so it's going to turn into a 4th down.
Yeah. I think.
But even this area of the field, CT, is, I mean, if you pick up 9 of this, are you in field goal range?
You're in field goal range, I think. But then again, you may, Arkansas comes out. Let's run a blitz. Let's try to confuse the offensive line. Let's get us a free runner. Maybe hit, Zach. Balls on the ground. They create a turnover. So it is going to be interesting to see what they line up in coming out.
I haven't seen a ticker on some of the scores today, but it surprises me that Notre Dame ran off from Wisconsin like
they ran away. They ran away late too. 41-13. LSU hung on 28-25.
Yeah, somebody said that Mississippi State ended up kicking an onside kick there late.
Yeah, they won by 3. And then Boston College, even after the big kick from Missouri, they won 41-34.
Oh, so it just went one overtime.
One overtime.
It's a good win for Boston College over an SEC team, and Boston College playing with their backup quarterback.
4-0.
4-0 for the first time they said since 2007.
Oh, that's a penalty.
What I had my eyes down.
False start. Both our tackles were on the move, and the ball didn't come out.
Gonna have those. Freshman center, freshman right tackle.
But I'm wondering if it was just late on the snap, because both tackles were moving.
Boy, now it really changes. Just a hair, it wasn't.
Just a hair early.
Shin and A-chain in motion there. Now look at the shell that you're going to get. You're going to rush 3. Can you get it to the 30? I don't know why you pump fake there. Now you got to punt it.
Yeah, you punt it.
Zach pump faked and
Anais. Oh man, he's not in this game.
Jimbo is not happy with Anais.
Yeah, he was supposed to be on the. I think that's what Zach was looking at. Supposed to be on a seam.
Yeah, I think you can see Jimbo's head. It's deep. So the Aggies punting from a decent spot on the field for the second time.
This here, don't love it. Changes field position. He can knock it down. There you go. Go get it.
Oh, couldn't keep it out. So you ended up netting about 25 yards there on the punt.
Yeah.
Connor Choate dove into the end zone but couldn't keep it out. Back to commercial we go.
Every break in the action.
we don't have our ears in, so the comparison KJ Jefferson to Cam Newton.
That's a tall comparison.
Yeah. Arguably the best one season in college football history.
Yeah. I mean, what, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion,
Yep.
National Football League MVP, and then you compare, that's a stretch.
Well, I did see one Texas writer compare their now backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers. That's no joke. Before the season,
Their backup, huh?
Well, it was Hudson. He started the season, so before the year, whenever they named Hudson the starter, compared to Aaron Rodgers. Thought that was quite something.
Wow.
To be fair, the Casey Thompson kid's played extremely well since he's been in.
Yeah. All right, 1st and 15.
1st and 15, Arkansas false start. See if they continue to try to attack the A&M edge. Miles Jones in at the corner.
I love the press.
Yep, he and Jalen Jones in the face. Going deep. Got Burks, touchdown Arkansas.
Oh.
They went right at Miles Jones.
Wow.
Great throw.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see the line of scrimmage. I think they caught us with our safeties rotating too.
You've always got this element to these Kendall Browse offenses. They want to get vertical.
Mm-hmm.
See what Leon does on the play action here. Leon down.
Oh, he just beat him off.
Yeah.
Oh, he peeked.
That's their best player.
Don't peek.
What a start for the Hogs.
Yeah. I think this next drive, I mean, we've got to get something on this next drive. It can be 3, but we have to get something. Well, I'd like to see us. Where's our shot play? Take a shot.
Yeah. Now Arkansas may be thinking after 2 drives that, with the timing, Zach's timing's been a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas may say, keep everything in front of us.
I mean, he's not, and Miles is not in bad position.
Nope.
Just that peak there.
Yep.
And I think that's just that discipline to play to the receiver and not, not have that peak. So 10-0. Still a lot of football left to be played, though.
Sure is. But starting off slow against the Razorbacks is what A&M's done. I mean, outside of the Johnny years, but I think even Johnny's second year in Fayetteville, it was tight for a long time.
Yep.
But outside of the Johnny years, it's been like this through most of the game. Man, 1st and 15.
I want to see. I'd like to see us get more pressure. I wonder when, Arkansas saying, you know what, we're coming. We're going to.
Well, that's a great job. They just attacked their one-on-one right there with their best player.
Yep.
And they won.
And I'd like to see, I think it's still great coverage. I love the press man, but it's just be disciplined with your eyes. Don't peek and run to the man. So I'd come back to it.
Again, it's still early in the first quarter, but certainly feels like this drive coming up is going to be important for the Aggies.
Very important.
All the momentum on the side of Arkansas.
They're not giving Achain a chance to even return.
Jeff Hutton says we got to answer with points. I agree.
And I mean, I don't think it has to be 7. You've got to get 3 here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great throw by KJ Jefferson.
A really good throw. As soon as I say, we make the comparison to Cam, he makes the throw. So I think we got to get 0 a touch here.
Biggest mistake you can make is thinking that you got to go get it all right now.
Right. Because you throw and you miss. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Good cut again by Isaiah. Get 3 or 4. All right. That's a little excessive, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah gets up and gets away with a shove on Joe Fouché. We did get a hit on him.
Definitely.
It is. People are in the chat noticing a lot of short side runs so far in this game plan by Jimbo.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued.
Jalen Preston.
There you go.
Another kid that deserves. We should talk about Jalen Preston for what he's done at A&M and stayed the course. Highly, highly recruited kid out of high school, and
he wasn't one that we mentioned at the start.
Right.
We talked about the young
had
guys.
every chance to leave, and he stuck it out. Now he's on the field. Will probably graduate this year, and then if he wants to move on and try to go find a place where he's going to be on the field a little bit more, certainly wouldn't fault him.
Right.
Good throw from Zach.
There's
that little bend.
There you go.
Gets a great cut back inside Demas.
If
he gets inside, right.
But that's good on Demas not to throw that block in the back and to recognize that our receivers, that's going to be the difference. I mean, you've got great backs that can go the distance every play, and we've got to block on the outside. It's not the most fun thing to do, but we still got to block on the outside.
My buddy Nathan Hernandez was one of the best state championship game performances I've ever seen. That was in Jerry World, Manville versus Highland Park.
Throw it away. Throw it away. There you go. And Jimbo says
it's open. Yep.
I tell you, you get very good at reading lips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see it's just not firing on time for Zach.
I think it's more so he doesn't want to make the mistake.
Right.
And instead of just trusting it, hit the back foot, cut it loose, he doesn't want to make the mistake.
Certainly don't want him taking a bunch of shots like that either.
Oh, it is open. Got a really fun story about Demas. His feet are happy.
Yep.
Never set them.
Rolling backwards, you got to step in. The pocket did collapse on him a little bit.
Never set them.
Well, this Arkansas, they get pressure with 3 right at the center.
Yeah.
But you can move up into that. Slide and move up.
Slide and move. And that's going to be, even as the season goes, that's going to be something that he's going to have to work on.
Third A&M punt of the quarter.
He got away a good one, too.
With a return. Good coverage there.
There you go. Great coverage.
Adrian Cooper. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Aggies down by 10.
I would not be surprised this first play again. Browse comes out and takes a shot. If he gets that same look, why not?
Putting a lot of pressure on the D. Yeah, you got to keep it here. I guess if you give up a field goal, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but
Henley Jackson in.
Yep.
A little more size.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think I saw Andre White in earlier. Now it looks like Adrian Cooper in with Hansford. Empty.
We look confused on the outside, though. All right, 4 over 3. Good. 3 over 2 here.
It's a double pass.
Yep. Golly.
Arkansas very creative. And another huge play for the Hogs. The stat line's not going to look good after this first quarter, CT.
But you got to recognize that. Oh, man.
Really wasn't a great throw.
No. They're finding ways to get the ball into their best player's hand.
10-0 after one quarter, all Arkansas. Hogs are feeling themselves, as deservedly so.
Yeah. And this is the scary part of it, because I mean, if you come out, you hit Arkansas in the mouth from the very beginning, now they have doubt if they can play with you. But now they've come out, they've made plays, and now they think that they're supposed to win the game, and you're gonna have a dogfight on your hands the rest of the way.
Sam Pittman's done a great job with that program.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
I think he's trying to keep a lot more of those kids home too.
Traylon Burks is an Arkansas kid. Now I think he was recruited by Chad Morris, but they're getting enough players up there where you're going, hey, that's not a kid that may usually go to Arkansas. But I mean, to their credit, their coaching staff's credit, they've been very creative.
Yeah.
They took their shot on the one-on-one with their best player, and they won, which is what you should do. And then I think Barry Odom on defense is starting to figure out that, hey, that they're having a real tough time blocking our front seven with their guys. I don't have to take many chances.
Yep.
I can keep it in front, make them win the game on 4-yard runs and 8-yard completions.
I can rush 3 or 4. I can play coverage on the back end, not give up the big one over the top, the equalizer, and make them methodically go down the field. I think he's saying that eventually they'll make a mistake, whether it be a penalty or incomplete, get behind the chains and things, and then they'll be able to get off the field. So we've got to throw and catch, we've got to run, we've got to block. It's the simple things, blocking and tackling.
We have a really good poster on TexAgs. I don't know if you keep up with much on the boards, but his name's Costag, and he's involved somehow in coaching. I don't know who his identity is, but does a really good job of breaking down some things during the week and what he sees. And he said, what worries me about Arkansas is the scheme on both sides. And where they're good is where A&M struggles. And we've seen that so far.
Yeah. I look for a couple more trick plays too. I mean, it's a game like this. I mean, it's a rivalry game. We'll call it that. And you're going to have all the stops are going to be brought out, and you're going to do everything you can to win this game. I mean, 1-0 going in the SEC, that's a big deal. You don't want to start behind the 8 ball knowing the schedule that we have coming down the stretch. So, we've got to play better. We got 3 quarters to do it. We just got to play better.
So when we come back, Arkansas have it 1st and 10. I still think they're on their side of the 50.
If they are, it's definitely not by much.
But you know what? I mean, their starting field position has been.
We've had them back there.
Right. I think it was a punt inside at the 15 on the first drive.
They were the second drive, that last drive, they started on the 20, and then they got the penalty and threw an 85-yard touchdown. And this last one, I mean, I think they're inside the 20. So we're playing field position. We haven't made the plays when we've needed to get off the field. I mean, this conversation is interesting because you look at Haynes, who doesn't have a ton of experience. Now, dad, high school coach, he's grown up around the game. And you've got Calzada. I mean, how do you – that's too much. What's that conversation like? What advice can Haynes give to Zach? And it's just, Zach's going to have to just get through it and figure it out. So, tempo. Got a tackle.
Good play, Leon. Chased it down.
There you go.
That was that Leon late to the box, added defender. So here we go, 3rd and 5. But again, we haven't seen a bunch of behind the chains on 1st down. It's 3rd and manageable for Arkansas.
Now Jefferson becomes a factor here with his legs. And then, I mean, even here, do you feel like Arkansas feels they've played so good the first quarter? Is this 4-down territory for them here?
Sure. They're doing a lot of motion trying to gain leverage here.
It looks like we're in man.
Back out of the backfield.
Man coverage. Got picked.
Oh, wow, we don't tackle. 17-0 Arkansas.
Wow. I tell you, I cannot stand to see a guy try to knock a guy off his feet and don't wrap up.
Wrap up. Caught us in man coverage again. Very well designed play. Ran the 2 near side receivers, watch the two near side receivers run across the field, creates the bubble that Edgerrin Cooper is going to have to run around. Right? He pauses with a guy coming at him.
But again, I mean,
missed tackle by Leon. Then Aaron Hansford just
bumps him.
Just bumps him and pushes him in the end zone.
But even on that though, did you see the eye discipline? We're looking in the backfield.
Right.
We're in man to man and we're looking in the backfield instead of running to our man. It's just, I guess I don't understand it.
Yep. Edgerrin Cooper looked at the receiver that was the crosser that was coming at him.
Yeah.
And it was just enough. Even if they make the tackle there, it was going to be enough for a first down and move the chains.
But it's not 17.
No, it isn't 17-0.
Wow.
Responses that play in the chat, CT, are not great.
What are some of them?
Nah, I won't read them.
Okay. I got you.
The language, I mean, there's some initials for some bad language.
Yeah. We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I probably have people going to blow my phone because I don't hide the fact. I'm an Aggie guy. My buddy says getting out of hand quickly. So we'll see. We'll see. Game's not over. We're gonna say that. I believe these guys.
I don't know in the history of this of the last 10 years. You know what this looks like? This looks like those 2009, 10, and 11 games with Arkansas where they came out and were just clearly the better team from start to finish. I mean, I can't think of it. We're early in the second quarter. And what area of the game has A&M been better in? There isn't one.
Special teams.
Well,
it's probably
they've got the long field goal.
That's true.
Yep.
I mean, we've punted to change field position, but it hasn't mattered. And I'm interested to hear. I mean, you have, obviously our fans have opinions and things like that. I mean, what things would they do? What would be the adjustments right now? You're Jimbo. You're on the sideline. What adjustments are you making? Are you starting to take shots? Mm-hmm. Are you going to open it up more? I mean, are you?
Or do you say, look, we're not out of it yet,
right?
But you're getting to the point where it's a 4-score game, and it's looking pretty bleak even in the first half.
Yeah, because we've shown no signs of stopping Arkansas. Not. I mean, we've been in position, but it's just you talked about it earlier. Eye discipline. Being disciplined to the job you're supposed to do, and it's the little things that I think that people don't realize that can be the difference in a big player now.
And I wondered if the Arkansas coaching staff said, look, on both sides of the ball, they seem to have issues with understanding where to go, who to look at, who to block, right? And so, like, you've seen a lot of misdirection with the motion. I think on the first down run on that last series went motion away and then, stretched back to the front side. And I'm just wondering if that's something that they're looking to take advantage of on both sides of the ball. The Aggie they got one stop? No, they haven't gotten a stop.
Not yet, no. 3 drives, 3 scores. That's a good way to start the drive. Start with 5.
Leon, ran past it.
And then we pushed him.
Then we pushed him. Malik Hornsby and Devon Achane were on the same 4x100 team at Fort Bend Marshall, who set the national record in the 4x1.
That's moving. Because you watch Achane run, and I'm like, man, he's not moving that fast.
Smooth.
But, man.
I'll tell you what, Catalan is a very sure tackler for them because if he don't make that one,
you might have a guy. Yeah. He might still be running.
Starting to find a little bit of footing in the ground with Achane.
And here's what's crazy. We're in the second quarter. Anias hasn't touched it. Whitemeyer hasn't touched it.
Right. I mean, look at the discrepancy.
Come on, Zach.
Jimbo's wanting him to play a little bit faster. Oh, the formation messed up.
But again, I mean, if we're coming this way, we're into the short side.
False start. Man. We're seeing a lot. I tell you what, we're seeing CT is a lot of the same problems that A&M has had.
Yep.
But they're having them against a much better football team.
Jalen. An interesting stat line there.
I mean, it's basically a coin flip at this point, based on Jimbo's history.
Okay, we've got to get lined up.
We got guys running all over the place, man.
And now, I mean, you've got 10 seconds to look.
Pre-snap read,
yeah. That was another false start.
Had it open. Oh, good play.
First touch. There he goes.
Nope. Going to have illegal touching. Looks like Anias ran out of bounds and came back in and touched it.
Golly, Anias is out of sync.
Again, I think Zach had something here to the bottom early. Another 3-man rush for Arkansas. Now, is this a loss of down penalty?
I believe so.
Illegal touching?
Well, no, I don't think it is. Now, like I said, if he gets forced out.
If he gets forced out, it's fine.
Does he get forced out? I mean, his guy is, and he's
established. Yeah, he's established.
2 feet back in, he reestablishes.
Can they review this?
Yeah, he's forced out.
He's definitely forced. Well, hold on.
He got pushed.
Well, hold on.
That's not him. I think it is a loss of man. Yeah.
So it's just like is there a yardage mark off, or is it just an incompletion?
They said he ran out on his own. Now this is Jalen.
Yeah, it's Jalen.
He doesn't win at the line, but he's got to let that go. He's got to cut that loose.
Yeah, he's got him at the top, right?
Right there.
Now throw the ball.
Cut that loose.
Well, he's got undercut. Yep.
Oh. Where's he going? Stand up. Good.
Another flag. Boy, it's a lot of work for A&M to get yardage, isn't it, CT?
Man. And where that's at, we look to be walking back, holding. All right, now we're 2nd and 25.
Is this against the 3-man front again?
Three-man?
Arkansas brings 3 and wins.
That's
a hold.
That is a hold.
All right, now what you got in your playbook for 2nd and 25, down 17?
We see Moose, his first action.
I'd be willing to. We're going to get a too high safety look here. What you think, CT?
Absolutely. I'd be surprised if you see the corners in the screen. Yep, there it is.
Look at this.
Oh, it's 3.
Yep.
There he is. Give it to him.
Arkansas again getting pressure with 3.
Demas did a really good job of uncovering.
Yep, he did.
Golly, he walked. But then right here, I mean, it's still, and then you have something breaking out. You had Moose breaking late, but that's still, even there, that's not a reason to run out of the pocket. That's that slide and step up.
Playing with a lot of inexperience right now. And it's showing against a veteran team in the SEC who's very talented and who came into this game hungry and very well prepared.
I mean, that is
Another
we've
flag.
got another flag. They'll decline this one though.
Unless Arkansas lined up off sides.
Indications it's us. We're walking off.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. That drive was tough to watch because we just last play we don't even line up correctly.
Right. All right. Now you're in dangerous territory here, CT.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing I do like, you got an experienced bunch. I think your defense has to make a play. They've got to force a turnover. They've got to force a punt. Let's start small. Force a punt and give your offense more opportunity.
Arkansas coming after this punt. No, they back off.
They're got the return set. That's a
great
punt.
kick.
Oh, that's a great punt.
This kid's a good player.
Punt.
Nick Constantino. Been A&M's best player this first half.
Man, that was a great punt. He changed field position. Now we need that defense to step up.
A&M just needs something positive. It's been one-way traffic.
Yeah.
Again, huge credit to Arkansas. They came ready to play. They were prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Very seasoned group that was ready for the challenge and had heard all week about, are they for real? And
you know, when we started the show, I said that I thought A&M would be the team that came out and did this. You know, they had heard how Arkansas was going to take it to them, and they were the better team, and that they were this and that. But we got off the bus, and we've been sleepwalking all afternoon. So, you know, there's still a lot of football. We still have a chance to wake it up and go.
I think you got to keep it here.
You can't you can't go 24-0.
Right.
It'll be tough.
I don't want to see the total yardage numbers. A&M going backwards. I wonder the penalty yardage got to be close to the total yardage.
Yeah. And I think that's guys, you know, it's just whether it's frustration or lack of concentration. I don't know how you have lack of concentration in this game, but it is definitely something that I'm sure there will be some major adjustments coming in after half. So,
Braunie, serious question. How many of our problems are driven by lack of quality depth on the O-line? You know, it's an interesting question. As good as that group was last year with all those seniors, there was a couple of years where they recruited, like the Akinolo Gunby year, they signed 4 guys and they were all interior guys. So you've been short on tackles. And so you're starting a 5th-year or 6-year player, grad transfer out of Tennessee at left tackle, and you're starting a true freshman at right tackle.
Right.
You're starting a true freshman at center. You're starting a redshirt freshman at guard.
Yep.
I agree. Somebody in the chat says if you try to wait to get into this lead until after half, it's going to be too late.
It's going to be way too late. Now, I will say this. If we can keep it here, there's still a chance. But you get to halftime and you shorten this game to 30 minutes, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Here we go. We roll to it again.
Traylon Burks in motion. They're running him all around. Maybe another double pass. Boy, he ran right around Andre White.
Bad angle.
Tyreek Chappelle on the field. Look at that. I mean, Arkansas's got one guy that can really hurt you on, really 2. Traylon Smith's a great back. Look at the time of possession difference. 14:31 for A&M, 4:50 for Arkansas, but that doesn't matter. You ain't scoring points when you got the ball that long. It doesn't matter.
And he's going to run. Oh, wait.
No.
Ooh.
That was the first time he's not looked real comfortable in what he's doing.
All right. Here's our chance. Get off the field. 187 passing yards. I mean, you got 85 on one play. So We're in man. We're in man again.
Got to get off here. Donnell Harris.
Who's spying Jefferson though? Oh, that's
oh, Antonio Johnson.
I love that kid.
And you know what? He was there a little early, but he didn't get handsy early.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton, don't clip that because that could be misconstrued. He didn't, But look, on his back, and even if that ball's caught by Burks, he's going to tackle him short.
But you know what I like?
Oh, he was on him.
I like
he was on him.
But I love the emotion.
He didn't pull on him, yeah.
No. That's a great play. All right.
There's a positive, a punt.
He's got a chance.
Oh.
Great hands by Nice.
One thing, Anias thinks he can. Oh, boy, what happened here?
I mean,
more yellow on the field.
If it's a flag on us, it becomes 4th and 1. Or it looks like maybe the guy ran out of bounds. Can you take the yardage and add it on?
Just add the 5 to the end of the.
Add the 5.
Because that wasn't a great kick.
No. Yeah, add the 5. There we go. That puts us up right around midfield. I'd like to see them change that rule. You know, NFL, you run out of bounds on your own. That's unsportsmanlike. It's 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see that rule changed in college. I mean, 5 yards to get away from those guys out there. I mean, I'll take 5 yards. It's no big deal.
Man, it feels like a whole game has been played, and we're at 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Just tired, yeah.
I guess when you're watching, like I said, one-way traffic, it gets feels like we've been here a while.
I think we have a good drive here. I mean, we just need points.
You know what we saw at the last drive before all the yellow started coming out was some really positive stuff with A-Chain.
Yeah. Yep. I think that I mean, now I love Spiller. Want to get Spiller touches and things too, but I would like to see them on the field together. You know, I still keep saying, we've got to get the ball in Jalen's hands.
think what we've seen so far out of Barry Odom and the Arkansas defense is he is going to play that shell. He's going to make Zach sit in the pocket, find his windows. So first of all, you've got to be able to run against that.
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 or 5 at a time, you got to still be able to run against it. Because he's saying you're not going to beat us over the top.
No.
You're not going to let Zach's big arm or Demus's wheels beat us over the top. So you're going to have to stay patient.
Yeah.
And it becomes tough to do when you're down 17.
Yeah. But also they've brought 3. We haven't been able to block 3 yet. So we've given him no reason to have to do anything to bring another body down in the box. We haven't blocked 3. So we've got to do our part too. Barry Odom.
Be interesting to see if his name pops up for some head coaching jobs.
And I think that's what changes programs. I mean, you look at Alabama and what Saban's been able to do. You know, all his assistants and things moving on and taking head coaching jobs, and they still maintain a standard. But where you start to see programs break down is when you lose an assistant and now it's not quite the same, and you don't have that, you know, quite that unit that you had before. So it'll be interesting. You know, Arkansas, you lose Barry Odom. I mean, who do you bring in to replace him? I mean, then you know, you look at Kendall Briles. You know, when he gets tapped and he gets his opportunity, you got to replace 2 guys that, you know, they're really, really good at what they do. So,
you know, this is also Bryce Foster's first time playing center in the SEC game where he's got a guy right over his nose. And they just showed a montage of him getting knocked back. And, dude, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Let it go.
Sailed it. It was a tight window there, too. I don't hate the play call.
No.
Got him out, got him a clean look.
Was the last time Texas A&M and Arkansas won a conference title?
A&M.
I know A&M.
Yeah.
We know when that one was. Yeah.
Show the ring. I couldn't tell you on Arkansas.
Arkansas, 80, 92, 93.
Straight drop back. And again, he got spooked.
Where you throw it away. There you go. Throw it away.
See, there he got happy feet, and that may be just from the previous pressures.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see him slide.
Yep.
And then
but like there was no actually A&M anchored pretty well here.
Yeah.
Bryce sits, Akinola helping out on that.
And just slide.
Yep.
Slide here. And look down here.
Mm-hmm. Again, it just looks like the game's moving very fast for Zach.
Okay. I think if he slides, he has a chance to hit Moose down the field on that one.
You Arkansas fans drinking those $14 beers. I'm sure they feel like they're worth every penny right now.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 10.
There's pressure. You bring 5. That's a flag. No.
Was that angle route again? That's the 3rd time. Well, we
there
did get one. Unless it's something downfield. But we're begging, aren't we?
Hey, we'll take anything we can get at this point. You know, the last drive, all the laundry went against us. Yeah, they brought 5 that time.
He was early.
Yeah. There you go.
Good call, CT.
Here we go. Oh, they didn't call it.
What'd they call it on?
They called it down the field, I guess.
Well, is that pass interference if it's not on the guy? That's PI.
There it is. That's who it is.
Okay.
Okay. That's the right one. So we're right at midfield. We've got to get something because they get it after half. There you go.
Good job, Damon Demas.
I love it.
Yep.
You got a block on the edge. That was a great job by him.
You're a former receiver. There's maturation in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, you probably never had to do that at the rate that you have to do it in college.
No. And I tell you, the person that was probably the best that I played with was Matt Bumgardner. Man, we had an award in our room called the Bone Award. And he lived to win that award. Now, he knocked his own self out doing those things, but it was the pride that he took. Yeah,
man, got blown up.
That's Max.
Max, right? Got blown up at the line of scrimmage. And then, so you go from 2nd and, what was it, 3?
2nd and 3.
Down to 3rd and 7.
Yeah. Oh, man, 55's having a game today.
Yep. He's the one that went down earlier acting like he had a hamstring problem. Just out of sorts, man. That's the way I'd describe this first half. Out of sorts.
Yeah.
3rd and 6. Right at the midfield stripe.
You have that 3 high safety look again. There you go. Step up.
That ball's got to come out.
The kid's having a game.
Yep. But, I mean, that's coverage sack.
Yeah.
That ball's got to come out or he's got to make a move.
I mean, when you're rushing 3 and you're getting home with 3 and you've got 8 on the back end, it's tough. There's no, I mean, you're playing.
It's a good set by Jameer.
Yeah, you're playing 8 on 5.
Mm-hmm. So that ball's either got to come out or Zach's got to make the decision that I got to go sooner. Nathan Hernandez makes a good point. Arkansas has been more physical at just about every point of contact.
Every point of contact.
On the edges, on the screens and swing passes.
Mm-hmm. They're hitting their plays. We're just we're a step slow.
Look, this is what we saw when they played Texas. They were the aggressor the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Hutton said Johnson got beat. He did, but I think he was fine. He was fine. The ball just didn't come out in a timely manner. They won't hold up. Now, I would say that that was 3 against 5 up
Yeah.
front, and they got home again. In the end, they got home.
Yep. I mean, the guy, Johnson ran the edge, and he didn't stop on the play. I mean, our tackle, we pushed him by, made him run the circle. He just effort play. He got back and made the sack. But again, you're throwing into 8 men back there, and,
right?
You've only got 5 in the route. That makes it tough as well.
But that goes back to that second down. And look, against that box, it's 3rd and 7. Can you maybe try to run against that box?
That's a great point. I mean, you know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what's coming. I mean, Arkansas has done. I don't think they've done anything special. They have just their front 3 up until this point have outplayed our front 5.
Well, and again, like Nathan said, the physicality is greatly that pendulum is greatly swung in the direction of Arkansas.
Yeah,
the entire half.
And that's one thing. And I mentioned, Steve and Seth McKinney. When they were just the nicest guys off the field, but when you got them between the white lines, they're the meanest guys that you ever come across. I mean, they're just, and we're missing that mean streak out of our O-line right now. We don't have that guy right now.
Man, Auburn.
Wow.
Down to Georgia State in the second quarter.
At Jordan.
I'm going to get an all 22 view here. He's got is that open, CT?
That's open. You got to throw that. I mean, he has a big enough. Oh, that's
plenty. Oh, that's open.
You have plenty arm to make that throw.
Yep. That ball's got to come out.
And you see Jalen's frustration. I mean, and I just think it's that he's so afraid to make a mistake that he's not cutting it loose.
Tyreek Chappelle in at corner here at the bottom.
We're manned up again. We're manned up.
Yeah.
When you are
5 free ones on Arkansas. Last time this happened, they threw it over the top of our head.
Yeah. 89.
I wonder if they knew we were having you on stream, so they went with that question.
I doubt that. There's no way. Now, maybe you had Dad or somebody sitting here. Maybe. You got a chance. There you
Blew
go.
up the mesh point, but
got a tackle. God. And he's swinging that thing like a loaf of bread. Just
attacked the mesh point, and then he kept it. This is the first time he's kept all game. Another 15-yard run for Arkansas.
They double. Peavy gets knocked off his feet.
And they got great push on McKinley. He's 6 yards down the field.
Who's got him? There you go, Clemens.
Ball's up.
Oh, we got to get to that. Yep. That's the one we needed.
Yep. Hey, listen, and credit to Arkansas's offensive line who came in banged up. Mm-hmm. They're winning too.
Yes.
Arkansas's won at both lines of scrimmage.
Yep.
And when a play's got to be made for being physical, Arkansas has made it.
They've made it. All right. Now, this is what we talked. They're behind the chains.
Of course, that hadn't mattered much.
No.
We were getting a bunch of different looks, aren't we, CT?
This makes me nervous down here.
Back shoulder.
Makes me nervous down here.
It's good coverage. It's a great throw and a great catch. That's great coverage.
Absolutely. That's outstanding coverage. And credit to Jefferson. I mean, he makes a great throw. Got to come tackle. There you go, Johnson. I tell you what, that kid plays. He plays hard. Yeah, our guys. I mean, corners have been in position. Jones, he peaked, slowed him down, and then I mean, we're in great position. So I like those matchups. That I don't think Arkansas can make a living to continue.
Right. You live with that, right?
But what do we got here? Somebody has.
Yeah. Boy, they've given us a bunch of different looks, and it seems like we're just a little bit slow to communicate them.
I mean, he can stand up and take this throw here. Even defense, we look out of sorts. It's just, no, we just look off. We look a step behind.
Again, got to get off on 3rd and 10, get the ball back, and just try to get something going on offense.
We need to play here.
This is
we need to play
from.
from.
This is the oop-de-oop, CT.
We need to play from DeMarvin here, though. Go make a play. Another.
That's oh man, he didn't turn around.
They're both, but on that, they both have their hands on each other, and to me, that's a football play.
That is legitimately the. Let's see.
I mean, he's pushing him off.
They're both. That's hand fighting.
Yeah,
that's really good. I don't agree with that call.
I mean, he pushes him he pushes him off here at the end of the play.
I guess because Chappelle didn't turn around.
I still don't like. I mean, the person who touched Burke created the contact to start. So don't love the call.
Again, 4 to the top side, you single up your best player on the bottom. That legitimately is what the oop-de-oop was in Varsity Blues.
They've got run. There you go. Nice tackle.
But it's Aaron Hansford was a step slow to get leverage there. He stepped inside, and then that's why they're able to reach him. Good play by Damani coming down. Arkansas getting in field goal territory.
And it feels like we're a step slow because we're not trusting the reads. We're not trusting what we're seeing. You know, it's like we've got Arkansas is running the play, and instead of us just reading the keys and going, we're a step slow to get to where we're trying to get to.
They're playing fast now. Yeah. And they're feeling it. Arkansas at the A&M 31, so they are in field goal range.
48 to be 48 if they don't get
it. Arkansas ain't thinking 3, CT.
No.
Looking wheel. Uh-oh.
Now that's a play we've got to make.
He caught that ball.
But he was out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
That kid's a hell of a player.
Oh, man.
That's a lot of trust, too. He threw that off his back foot and to his best guy.
Oh.
Nope.
Did he tap his right one, though?
Oh, wow. That right foot, that is an incredible catch. If he got that foot down. Ball's caught.
Oh, he's out.
He looks like it did. That looked like it hit
he looks like he's on the chalk.
Right toe hit the chalk.
They're going to look at it. Well, Arkansas wants to look at it. Wow.
He's out.
Okay. Yeah. But that's still for it to be that close. That's a great play by him.
I'll be glad when we don't have to see any more Traylon Burks.
Golly.
Yeah, he's out. Terry B in the chat says, we've been average all year. What was going to make this game different? And look, I think a lot of the commentary leading into this game was that the hope was that A&M was going to improve. But this is essentially what we've seen for the majority of the season from Texas A&M. but now you're doing it against an SEC team, a veteran SEC team, and one that's got enough talent with that experience to really put you to the sword.
Right. And I mean, what we've seen, Arkansas has hit us with 2 big plays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we tackle, we don't know what happens with the rest of that drive. We gave up the 85-yard strike. Those 2 big plays, you and I know you can't take them away,
Right.
but it's a 3-0 game. So, big plays.
You give them the one-on-one win.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's the same
again,
Burks. Now I'm wondering why you wouldn't
safety.
Or I'm wondering why you wouldn't roll Jalen Jones over there.
Yeah.
If this ball don't go to Traylon Burks, this is quarterback draw. Well, they've got numbers advantage down here, right?
They do, unless we cop out. Nope, draw. Now we got to go tackle. There's a
hold. You got to take that hold, by the way.
Yes.
He didn't get the first down, but you take that hold to move him out of field goal range.
I mean, how do you adjust to that? Because you know what they want to do. You know exactly what they do.
They're counting numbers, right? I mean, that's the formation. We're going to look and see how they've got it lined up, knowing the down and distance, and then we're just going to take.
Yeah.
We've got 3 plays called here.
You have. Let me throw it to my best player here. We've got numbers
in the box,
in the diamond.
Yep.
We'll run that, but then you have the athlete in Jefferson.
Yep.
He adds another dimension to it.
Again, we got to say it. It's been a very well thought out scheme and very good job of coaching by Arkansas. Leon, again, though.
Bad angle.
Attack his outside.
Yeah. You've got help coming from the inside. And I mean, that's one of those rare. Now, you've got 3rd and forever. Oh, they put 5 over there. Burks is over there too. So now there's a wrinkle.
Yes, something's coming.
Double pass?
No, they've motioned back into a traditional set.
Nice. Oh my
goodness gracious.
Burks.
What a catch. And what a throw.
And now you've done everything right. Does Arkansas line up? Do you go quick and you go here?
Deep over route. Michael Clemens just a tick late. Look at the throw and look at this grab.
A heck of a catch.
Man.
There it is. 4th and a yard.
Stuffed him.
We stuffed it good.
What a play, Aaron Hansford.
There we go.
Boy. I'd have lost money on that one, CT. What a play by Aaron Hansford.
Wow. Man,
Stromberg.
Bang.
So whoever that defensive tackle was that ate that double team, it may have been.
That's McKinley.
McKinley. So he eats that double team and gets the center off just enough to where Hansford's unblocked and makes the play in the backfield. That ball might have been fumbled too.
Yeah. And those are the ones there, if it does come back, do you line up and kick the field goal? I mean, but nothing tells us what Arkansas has done all game that's not the right.
That's exactly the right play call. It's 17-0. A&M hasn't sniffed the red zone.
I mean, we haven't run many plays in Arkansas territory.
No, we've gotten up to the 50-yard line a couple of times, and then it's shut down. And here we're going to see the shell the rest of the game, CT.
Yeah. 3-man. And you get it to
A-chain.
In space.
Keep push. Let's go. That's that 4th time we've seen that little angle route.
Yeah.
So that's something they coming in they felt like they could take advantage of.
Now, A&M goes out here and gets points. You
at least feel
points.
better. Yeah.
3-man. Good. I don't love it.
I don't get a flag.
We'll get a flag from it.
But did you see Anias on the dig? I saw a lot of color. That's why I was looking. I actually looked at A-chain on the swing first.
See, our pass interference penalties are
5 yard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Jalen with more speed going there.
Grabbed him by the back of his shoulder pad plate.
3-man shift. And then they roll and they keep 2 over the top, and you'll have 1 safety that comes down to Rob. Swing the eye chain. Too late.
And that's not a great throw.
Mm-mm.
Man, he's good at it. Getting him blown up, CT, but that's a great catch.
Heck of a catch.
He's a good player, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he, if you're ranking the players on the A&M team, where does Devon Achane fall on your
You mean
list?
offensively?
The whole team.
Whole team?
I might have him in my top 5 the way he's played, just kind of what he's done this year. And
today, I mean, it's hard because you've got
Spiller.
Marv, you've got Spiller, Antonio Johnson's emerged.
Right. But oh man, no.
Lord,
oh no.
That's not good. And then
8
he's in my top 5. There you
Yes.
go. Wow.
Bryce Foster's snap was high and to the right.
And you know what? But Zach, he's just got to. You got to go catch.
I mean,
it.
he can't. I can't blame him. Yeah.
The thing with Bryce, because he has that pressure and he's had pressure over his nose. Now this is where the effect. The guy, the nose tackle, doesn't have to get any pressure.
Right. It's just mentally.
His job.
Yep.
Yes. Now we're behind the chains. Good throw.
Good throw. Jalen Preston again.
There we go. No rush. Clock stops on the first.
Terry B in this chat says we were making everything so hard. Yeah, it has been tough sledding. Everything for A&M has been where Arkansas has gotten a lot of easy stuff, and you got guys open. Everything's contested with A&M.
There you.
Oh, caught it twice.
But did you see the last throw from Zach? He took his drop, back foot hit, balls out. He had great rhythm on that one.
You're a receiver, and people have talked about it on the boards. Zach's got an incredible arm. Maybe in terms of arm strength, top 5% in the country. No question, right?
Yeah.
How much of an adjustment is there as a receiver? Oh, no. Well, the defensive end has no idea what he's throwing away.
I mean, as a receiver, we're on the jugs every day.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're taking them literally right out of the jugs machine. So how hard he's throwing it shouldn't be a factor because you catch 20, 25 balls before practice even starts, and then whatever you're catching during the games or during the practice. So I don't know that it's the cannon that he has. It's, for me, it's the separation our receivers are getting. You don't see a whole ton of a separation getting away from the defenders. It's everything is a contested throw.
Right. Again.
They love this angle route, and we don't block it.
Didn't block it. I think Arkansas has seen it enough. Ain't I'm going to call timeout here?
I think they do.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We missed the block.
Well, I don't.
You've got 2 more runners.
There were free runners at that. A&M was outnumbered.
What's the adjustment off of this? You have linebackers that are driving down on it. Do you have the dig coming in behind there as he triggers to go there? What do you have in behind?
But I don't know because that seems like that's set up for Kenyon and Akinola to be out in front of that.
Yeah, it seems like somewhat of a middle screen.
It is.
But I have to think Jimbo has something coming off of that play. He's running enough. Now
or maybe could you fake it and throw a bubble or something I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems like they've trusted Catalan to shut down Weidemeyer. We haven't been able to look at the all 22, but no targets for Jalen Weidemeyer in the first half. He was open. So it's not just a one-way street on Zach, or on these receivers not getting open, the separation. Weidemeyer hadn't gotten the ball. Maybe it's because of him, but there's times when the ball is supposed to be coming to you and not coming to you.
It hasn't all clicked yet. And, that's what's so crazy about football. I mean, you defensively, 10 guys can do the wrong thing and one guy make a spectacular play, and now you're saying the defense did this. You have one breakdown on the offensive side, receiver run the wrong route, and now the whole thing breaks down, even if you had 10 do the right thing. So it is you definitely have to be on the same page.
5 wide.
3-man. I see 3-man rush. Step up. Oh.
I don't know who that was to, but Jalen Preston almost made an insane catch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's open. Oh, Watermeyer flashed.
Yeah. I don't know who he was throwing that ball to.
I think he was going to Watermeyer.
Yeah, it looks like it. Just off the top of his fingertips. And look, to that person in the chat's credit, that's Jalen Catalon draped all over his back. Kind of a big field goal here. Arkansas going to call timeout to try to.
He's going to kick it from 50.
From 50.
I mean, this is a big field goal for two reasons.
Two-score game.
If we don't get it, they're going to have pretty good field position before the end of the half.
Right. And they got no timeouts. That's the only saving grace there. But you miss it. It's momentum. It's they get the ball at half, and you're still down 3 scores.
Yeah.
And it's the mental satisfaction or the mental detriment to A&M getting shut out in the first half. The satisfaction for Arkansas.
This does scare me. I mean, you've got the ball, 33-yard line? I mean, college football is different. Every first down, the clock stops. I mean, so 26 seconds.
Get back into field goal range at least.
That field goal kicker has shown the ability to drill those field goals. He got it.
Does he have the distance? He does. Good kick, says small.
There we go. We're on the board.
Quietly been a really solid player, really solid kicker for Texas A&M.
$17-3. You said it, man. CBS, they're gonna
commercial you to death. Yeah. I can't wait for halftime because I got food sitting over here. Last week I got some. It's like chicken over rice and hummus. But last week we had the food sent to us on air. It was a lot more laid back stream. Obviously playing New Mexico.
Yeah.
A&M up, and New Mexico didn't. We couldn't really sniff anything offensively. But I don't know that this stream, people a little bit more uptight after what we've seen in the first half. Here's the way I'll say this, CT, going into half, it's like A&M is just struggling to stay above water on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
It's like they're scratching and clawing just to get the next breath. And Arkansas is the big brother that's been kind of pushing them down, trying to hold them under the water. So getting the field goal, just something positive to go into the half, assuming nothing crazy here happens in the last 21 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. It just every time that ball goes in the air and it's like, oh crap, what's about to happen? And so it'll be good. Get into half, make the adjustments that we need to, and then come back out and tee it up the second half.
Matt Lee says, as an Aggie that lives in Arkansas, will not hear the end of this game. Well, look, Matt, you've had 9 years of
you've had fun.
Yeah. Saying what you want.
And this one's not over. So, but last 9 years, man, you've had bragging rights. That's a long time. Arkansas is going to take it in at the half.
What a half for the Hogs, man.
But you know what? Everything that they touch turned to gold. Now, do they come out and are they able to keep that same thing going the second half? Or, do we go in, we make the adjustments, and then it gets a little bit tougher? As you try to close out a team that you're –
Something to note there, Brian George walking off in a boot. I just saw him walking off in a boot, and he did not have his helmet with him.
Oh, man.
That's probably why we've seen so much of Tyreek Chappelle.
Yeah.
And look, the Jalen Jones foot injury, they're trying to manage it, and that's it. Like, it's taken a long time for him to come back from that thing, and I don't know that it's still 100% right.
Man.
We can't hear this, so somebody in the chat's going to have to let us know what Jimbo's saying. Somebody in the chat says, can Elko make offensive adjustments?
I'm trying to it's faint. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
Oh, you got your ears right there.
Yeah. He said out of rhythm and not playing well. So
Yep.
they got to protect Zach a little better, just out of rhythm, and got to protect him. We've got to be able to
Out of
stop
sync.
3-man.
Yep.
3-man rush. That can't happen.
Nathan did?
A lot.
Shout out to Nathan Hernandez from the Tap for bringing food. I've got some. So, CT, you want some food?
Man,
you're free to unmic and go get some food.
We're going to check it out. I'll take
Yeah.
you there.
What'd he bring, Richard? Something to lighten the mood, I hope.
Angry food.
I don't know what I said on the stream, but yes, I meant Miles Jones' foot injury. I don't know if I said Jalen on accident. Well, chat, what's good at halftime? Dalton's bringing food. I've got food. What's this? This is the highlight of the stream so far. That looks like chips and queso. Well, I said it last week, Dalt, and I'll say it again. Things just got way better. Thanks again to Nathan Hernandez from the Tap, who's been in the chat, for sending us up some food. So, very much appreciate it. What other games are y'all watching here at half? I saw Clemson, NC State's tied. A little bit of a surprise there. Hey, I agree with somebody. Somebody said that they believe that Elko can make adjustments in the second half. That's true, but it's going to be enough where the offense is going to make the adjustment and score. What Baylor 21-7 over Iowa State? Who's Iowa playing that they're losing to? Colorado State? All it says is CSU. I guess it's Colorado State. Wow. Look. That's queso. Richard, would you like some queso? You haven't had to do much back there in the first half, if we're being honest.
I write a story while it's going.
You want to sit down? Everybody say hello to Richard. You don't stream, dude. What are you doing? Oh.
Let me sit down. Do I come on screen?
Where's your mic? There you go.
What's up, people?
Anybody got questions for Richard Zane?
Probably not.
All knowing about any topic. Halftime trivia. Ask Richard anything, he's got to answer it. If he doesn't, he's got to take a shot of whiskey out there.
I'm on the clock, so I'll do the shots later.
Well, what'd you get, CT?
Full board. I only got half. Maybe the other half.
Yeah, Nathan brought a pulled pork sandwich. He brought one of those. What is it? It's like a grilled mac and cheese sandwich. He brought jalapeno poppers.
Gracious.
It's a lot. It's a lot of food for.
We're going to
four
be here a
guys.
while.
4 guys sitting up here. It's a lot of food.
Thanks again, Nathan. I would take a bottle of water. Oh, that's fine. I'll put it right there. Thanks, CT.
CT, you want to come back? Sit down. I can get out of your chair, man.
Hold on.
Oh, I got a question.
Yeah, we got questions coming in for Richard.
Okay.
Do a dance to cheer us up.
Nah, you don't want to see any dances from me. Can't really cheer you up.
How was Northgate last night? People calling you the king of Northgate.
So I did not go to Northgate last night. I stayed in and watched some baseball.
The Doyers.
Vamos.
Thoughts on Calzada in the first half? Look, I just think that's the whole team.
I don't think it's Calzada thing. He's playing as well as he can. He's finding his checkdowns when he has time, but they're consistently pressuring him with 3 men.
Mm-hmm.
He can only do so much.
He could play better. No question, he can play
Yeah,
better.
he can play better.
But like CT said,
he's not killing them.
It got to the point where he'd gotten so much pressure that mentally, when he didn't have it, he was starting to get skittish, because it had affected him so much.
I mean, you just got to tip your hat to Barry Odom. He's got a great game plan today. So far, that is. But now we'll see Jimbo Fisher's offensive mastermind skills, see if he can put it together.
The Aggies are going to need a second half like Notre Dame had.
Not quite as dramatic.
It will be pretty dramatic, though.
It's a 2-score game, though. It's not over by any means. It just feels way worse than it actually is.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it feels like A&M is like every play is an absolute grind for A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas is getting a lot more easy access stuff.
Arkansas's offense is, chunk plays all over the place.
Yep.
Running the ball, passing the ball, play action, even plays when KJ Jefferson's pressured and having to throw off his back foot. You saw that one that Traylon Burks was just out of bounds on. That's incredible.
Yep.
He's an inch away from being down to the 1.
They
has no business
question,
making that play.
If things don't change in the second half, it'll be a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
No question. Did you see one of the college football Twitter accounts was tracking Vanderbilt yards versus Georgia points?
I saw at one point it was 62 points to 62 yards. That's pretty. It's pretty wild. You think we'll see Derek Stingley again this year? Or you think he's done?
I don't know. What did they say?
I don't think I'm not sure if he's. I don't think the injury is season ending, but I'm more wondering if with the whole everybody sitting out for the draft, if he's going to do that, right, CT?
He first off the board.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
A lot of chats coming in. Ron Ferguson says, if our defense stops them, we can come back. Well, first of all, the defense has to stop them for A&M to be able to come back. But, A&M hasn't got any deeper than the 30-yard line. What if you're watching that game as a neutral fan, what gives you confidence that A&M is going to be able to get in the end zone?
I haven't seen anything.
You know what? Somebody made a comment earlier. If there were no rankings going into the season, if there was a blank slate for everybody, where would Texas A&M be ranked right now coming into the week?
Probably around 25. If there was no ranking
20 to 25.
20 to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where would Arkansas be ranked?
They didn't have a ranking before the season,
right.
So probably 16.
Right where they're at, yep. So I think that's a surprise to a lot of people. I think, A&M had to play better. We said it all week. But they're playing like their first half, at least, they played like they did in the previous 3 games. So and Billy was very adamant. He said on this desk right over here and said that if A&M plays the way they've been playing, we're going to be in trouble.
I have one friend who went to Arkansas, Kevin Picardi, out here texting me saying, find someone that deserves to share the field with us, please. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, Kevin. That's one of my best friends growing up, so hope he's having fun.
Well,
not too much fun.
The Richard Zane cameo is.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it back over to CT. Y'all have fun, boys. Don't forget chicken poppers, jalapeno poppers in there.
Well, I'm gonna end up having a food coma. Uh-oh. We lost some beef. What was the guy says? JJ says, Bronny, stop ignoring Foster's play. Look, we're not ignoring it. Bryce has gotten beat, but it's kind of an expectation. Not an expectation, but like you knew it was a possibility of happening in his first SEC start with a guy right over his face in a position that he hadn't grown up playing.
Right.
And he has gotten beaten. He's got to play better. No question. But I'll take my bets on Bryce Foster long term.
Yeah.
If you got to sacrifice some games early on in his career for what he's going to be, look, every time he has a bad rep, it's a learning experience, right? For a kid that's that talented.
Yeah, and I think the thing that would be alarming that if it was just consistently bad. And I don't think that's been the case. To be a freshman coming in and it's been a tough day today, but a freshman coming in, your first SEC game, it hasn't been, it hasn't looked good for everybody.
Right.
You know, he's got to play better. Calzada's got to play better.
No, we
You know,
could single out
everybody's gotta
Anais
play-
has got to play better.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could single out a lot of guys.
Everybody's got to play better. And that was that, you know, like I was saying earlier, it's one guy on offense breaks down, the whole play breaks down. And now you're saying, well, this guy didn't do his job or that guy.
Mhm.
And so it's, you know, we've got to throw and catch. You know, Zach has to trust his protection, and his line, you know, our line has to be better. So it's an all around thing that we've got to get better at.
Yep. You want some chips and queso?
Oh, man, I'm good. That little half a brisket sandwich was perfect.
Can I say something though, chap? If I start eating this queso, it's going to end up all over me. There's no question in my mind.
Oh, there's my ball.
It is Colorado State.
Yeah, Iowa might be.
Again, if there were no rankings to start the season, where would Iowa be ranked?
Probably middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm. College football is off to a weird start this year.
Very weird. This might be interesting here.
I think it's tied at the half.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
A great
football right
pledge.
there.
NC State and Clemson. Look at that back shoulder throw and catch.
Man.
That one's already into the third quarter.
I mean, it's
Watching Bronny talk and eat is doing wonders for my diet. I bet so. Disgusting. I was so hungry, though. I apologize for eating in y'all's ear. I did that last week. I didn't eat before the stream started, and then so when they brought food in, I was like, I couldn't stop.
Oh, yeah, you got to get it in. I got to hear what Neuheisel is saying here.
Smith and Weidemeyer haven't been involved in the offense so far. Very disappointing. I agree, but it's not just on those two guys. You know, Anais, we talked about how he's missed some blocks on the perimeter. Weidemeyer has not been targeted, but he's been open at least one time for a big gain. You know, but to go back to your point, CT, you know, the big throw and catch is the play that stands out as, hey, you know, we haven't given Arkansas a lot. I mean, they've earned a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you tackle on the one play that scored, maybe you hold them to a field goal and you feel a little bit better. But to me, the play that sticks out in the half is the big
throw and catch.
Big throw and catch.
I mean, and I know it's a what if, but you take that play away and you see what that drive does. I mean, A&M, they've been bend but don't break after they gave up the big plays. You take that play away, you feel a lot better because now the score is 10-3 at the half. I mean, I know we're playing a game of what if, but you know, it's been two big plays that have been the equalizer in this game.
And listen, if you're Arkansas and you're Barry Odom, you're going, they can't block my front three.
Yeah.
It makes it very tough for you to score when you can't block the guys just in front of you, whether it's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
If the defensive line dictates the football game, there ain't a lot that you can do offensively to move the ball consistently. You may hit a play here and there.
Yeah.
And that's what we've seen.
I mean, and you're consistently throwing into 8 on the back end. There are not a lot of places and there are not a lot of route combinations that you can call to beat 8-man coverage consistently. Right. It makes it hard.
Especially with a quarterback that hadn't seen a lot of it.
Right.
And hadn't been asked to make, you know, maybe I think like what you said, he's just scared to pull the trigger because he's seeing it and not trusting it.
Right.
And you're asking an inexperienced quarterback to sit back there and pick apart 8 guys into tight windows that close that he's not sure what he's seeing.
Right. And then, I mean, then you add another element to it. You have young receivers that may not be in the right spots where they're supposed to. So that creates that uncertainty. So bunch of moving parts, man. Bunch of moving parts.
Well, let's think about the guys that started today on the offense. And how many of them would you call experienced? Kenyon
Green.
Anais,
Jalen.
and Isaiah.
And Isaiah.
That's 4 of 11.
Yeah.
I mean, would you call Jameer Johnson, I don't know, experience in another program? Was it Tennessee?
He's played.
He
a lot of
played,
football. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, okay,
These
4, maybe 5.
Yep. The mistakes we're seeing, they're not inexcusable. Like, you've got to do these things to win in this conference.
Mm-hmm.
But they're asking to be done by kids that have never done it or barely done it.
Yeah.
It's a big ask in your first SEC environment.
Yeah. And you know, and for the people who kind of give the SEC, they say, oh, the SEC is overrated and it's not that good of a conference. I mean, you have guys, I mean, the Arkansas and the Kentuckys and the Missouris, these are really good football teams.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, this is what you're playing week in and week out. And so
there's no rest, right?
You know, leading up to this game, I've told buddies of mine, this game scares me. I mean, it always does. It's never been an easy game to play Arkansas. And now you get a team that believes that they're supposed to beat you, and they come in here and they hit you in the mouth in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be, well, how do you respond? You know, so.
And it isn't all about because I think this team will fight and they'll grind and they'll play hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think under Jimbo, this program has shown that they'll do that. And how many knockdown, drag out games have they won since he's been the head coach?
Yeah.
Into the fourth quarter where it was tight and A&M pulls away. So I don't think it's about effort. I think it's just about the execution.
Execution, X's and O's.
The kids are playing hard.
Yeah.
You know, I think Zach's doing the best he can. The game's going a million miles an hour for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bryce Foster the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not lack of effort.
No. These guys, I mean, it's
Auburn down 24-12 at halftime to Georgia State.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I mean, we want to overcomplicate the game, and you know, we talk about all the different coverages and all the different things. You gotta block and you gotta tackle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simple football game.
I'm a baseball guy, and it's very similar. It's like we talk about all these things about how you field the ground ball and all. You know, how many lessons do you go to with your hitting and pitching and stuff? But if you don't throw it over the plate and you don't catch it when they hit it to you, none of that stuff matters.
Doesn't matter. It's the simple things that we have to do. We got to block up front. We got to throw the ball. We got to catch it.
I think the first touchdown of this half will be huge. Whoever gets it, I think it'll hugely determine the outcome of the game.
I agree. 17-10, 24-3. That's a huge mountain to climb. You got 17-10. We've got a game.
What's going to happen in 2 weeks when Bama comes to town? Honestly, we don't know.
No.
There's no way to tell
No.
what's going to – like college football has been too unpredictable this year. I mean, everybody's going to say, well, they're going to blow the doors off A&M. They might.
Yeah.
They certainly could.
Yeah.
But there's just good of a chance with the more reps this team plays, the better they're going to get.
And, I mean, all of this, we talk about Bryce and it being a learning experience. I mean, Zach, he's on the job training right now. You know, he's been around the program, but then you had a guy like Kellen that, you know, he was just solid for his 4 years here. And now, you know, Zach didn't get a bunch of snaps. Kellen was durable. He was on the field. And now, you know, he's on the field now in some of the biggest moments. And he's trying to figure it out too. Then you don't have those 5 guys out in front of him that Kellen had last year. I mean, you had a really, really, really good bunch last year. Now you got you graduated 4 of those guys. You're asking a brand new 5. And what people don't understand, I think O-line play is a ton about cohesiveness. Right. About, you know, you've got to trust the guy next to you that's going to do this. And the more time that they spend together, this bunch, I mean, we've had a new offensive line, 3 out of the last 4 weeks? So, you know, it's tough to get in a rhythm and to trust your guy next to you and be able to know that he's going to be there when your O-line has shuffled so much this season.
Living with Joy said, Bronny, honestly speaking, did we take a step forward this week? No, if the game ended now, you'd say no, obviously.
Yeah. Got a whole nother half to play.
You got a whole nother half. And if we're sitting here talking about the same stuff in 30 minutes of football, you know, that we were for this first half, then obviously they didn't take a step forward. Right. And then I think, you watch the Pulse as second half kickoff here. You watch the Pulse, which I think they do a great job with, and you listen to Jimbo last week after the New Mexico game. He wasn't pleased and he wasn't happy. And he understood that they were going to have to play much better than they had to win this football game. And through the first half, there's no doubt he was very much correct.
38-0 as a fan, you're happy. But if you know the X's and O's of it, you are concerned because you saw some of the breakdowns and things along the way. We had better athletes than New Mexico did last week. And now we're playing a team that was a little bit more evenly matched. And you can see some of those struggles and things that we're having. Man, we just rolled to looks like
single high.
Man high. Man free.
Damani at the line of scrimmage.
There you go. Oh, you gotta make that play. God, you just gotta make it.
Right.
You're in position.
Good play by KJ Jefferson. He was a little shaken up. Damani had him dead to rights in the backfield. It's a great call by Elko. Just got to execute.
Yep. He's still in the. He's still,
that's not excessive.
And he's reaching for a first down. So I'm not mad at that play.
He's hurt. Look at him.
Yeah.
First down for Arkansas, but KJ Jefferson's doubled over.
I think he hit his ankle on that trash can. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
So Arkansas with the first down of the second half.
There you go.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Peavy grabbing his left ankle. It looks like it may be his left shoulder that's bothering KJ. Did Peavy not get hurt there?
He popped up.
Did he?
Because it was one of those, that initial pain, and then I think he was like, I'm not going to lay here on the field, so he popped up. He may have ran off.
No, he's in there.
He's still in there.
And got a good push.
Yeah, that's what you have.
Look at that play by Jaden Peavy.
That's what has to happen.
Yeah.
Right there. Now,
what an incredible play.
I think he got a little upset about it. He was a little upset with
I don't know what happened the play before, but it looked like he went and grabbed his ankle quick and then just blew up.
That's good. You got on the right guard.
Yep.
You set the line of scrimmage. And that's that point of attack that we've talked about. More physical.
Now he's limping off, but boy, he didn't look shook up. Maybe it was the adrenaline taking over.
Yeah. Third down, 15. We've got to get off the field here.
Donnell Harris in. Shovel pass. It's incomplete.
Here we go. Fourth down. Let's punt.
It always amuses me. On shovel passes and screens that are dropped, everybody freaks out. Still a forward pass.
Everybody's diving.
The referee's going, hey, it's an incomplete pass, boys. Like, I like this play. You know who used to run this? Mike Leach. I think we had it defended, though. It looked like Hansard was coming up to tackle in space.
That's what we needed to start the second half. And Jefferson, his left ankle is bothering him.
If he can't go, it's going to be a hot button topic on the message boards how the rest of this game goes, because their backup is Malik Hornsby from Fort Bend Marshall, a kid that A&M flirted with for a long time during the recruiting process. They offered, but they never went full bore and full push. And that was, it was the Haynes King year, and they didn't know if they were going to take another quarterback in that class.
Got you.
And you want to talk about an elite athlete at quarterback? It's a good punt.
A heck of a punt. I think it comes up to probably 25.
Little Chisu 721 said Aggies may have the ball if it's an Arkansas fumble. But no, it's an incomplete pass, bud. Real Talk says, y'all are good 30 to 40 seconds ahead of my service. Well, pause this.
Yeah.
Pause this for 40 seconds.
He must be streaming.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, on that play, Malik Hornsby, you're going to have a problem on the edge.
Yeah.
Because it is sprinter speed.
Now, what's the arm like?
Rocket.
Does he still?
It's like Calzada. It's a little loose, but it's a rocket.
Oh my God!
Anias.
I don't like it.
We have not blocked on the edge well at all.
We've not thrown a pass over 20 yards. I mean, and I get it. You have the back end, but I mean, you've only got two safeties there.
I mean, they are those safeties. Catalan is flying off the snap toward A-Chain.
Mm-hmm.
Negative play.
Oh no, left tackle. Oh man,
It looks like Blake Trainer is going to come in.
So Father goes.
Aggies getting thin on the O-line. Father staying at right. Looks like Blake Trainer is going to go in at left tackle.
And I mean, Williams has had a monster already today.
Yeah, you're going to ask him to block 55.
He did a good job.
Nathan makes a good point. These plays are too slow developing for a D that is just dropping back and watching.
Yeah.
There's 12-14 left in the third quarter for him trying to get synced up. We're seeing on the screen is A&M facing a third and very long.
I mean, you look at this stat line, 6 of 12. He's completed 6 passes for 202 yards.
Mm-hmm.
85-yarder. What was the 40-yarder? Those are the equalizers. Oh, man. Nothing.
Yep. Got beat off the left tackle, which forced Zach to step up, and that's not his game. And he got his eyes go straight down.
Yeah.
3 and out from the Aggies.
That's Williams forced that play.
He's feeling it. He knows he was having a great game, and he had a backup in.
And I mean, you could have lobbied for a hold there.
Yep, he got horse collared a little bit. The Arkansas defense is flying around.
Yeah.
They are feeling it. And now didn't get him. Not a great kick either. First one that Constantino's mishit. Arkansas is going to get it around their 45-yard line with 11:04 left in the third quarter. Aggies down 17-3. Jefferson looks like he's going to be going back in on the other side of the break.
I wonder what I wonder if it was a pull or if it's just a bad cramp for Johnson, man. I'm hoping for the latter, but
yeah,
and it's
I don't know the way he was straight leg and grabbing it. If it was a cramp, he'd have probably stayed there and laid there.
And they the whole exercise pushed the toe, but that's a big loss. That, I mean, the O-line was if of any position, that's not
right.
We couldn't afford it.
So now you've gone to a left tackle, a center, and a right tackle that ain't played hardly any football.
Mm-hmm. Now you know what? Father he's been solid today.
Right.
He's been solid. So, my concern is not so much there. I don't know. We just, it's hard to say. I mean, we've tried to throw it, we've tried to run it. You said it before. Arkansas's defense is flying around like crazy, and they're playing
with an elite level of confidence that it's going to take. A&M's got to do something special, a one-on-one play, and I don't know how you get it, CT, when they're running 3 at you up front and they got 8 guys looking at what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, a trick play and those things like that. I don't, you don't have anything set up to be able to run a play like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tough sledding. We're going to need a turnover. A turnover, I think, is what changes
short field. Yeah,
short field. Give them an opportunity to go and score.
But again, Arkansas certainly, if they weren't the betting favorite at halftime, now they are after a 3 and out, and they got the ball around midfield.
Mm-hmm.
First bad ball that Constantino's hit today. And again, A&M's asking the defense to keep them in a game like it was in Denver.
Yeah, I think there are more playmakers with Arkansas than it was in that Colorado game. So 44-yard line.
KJ Jefferson is back on the field.
That's good. Get off by McKinley Jet. Now we got to run
Yep.
to it. Just got to run to it.
Good play on the
Nice
corner.
play. Good.
Tyreek Chappelle's going to be a good player.
It's going to be really good.
He's going to be a good player.
Think about Chappelle. You got Antonio Johnson. You're losing your safeties, but man, you've got some guys that can play.
Mm-hmm. This recruiting class can be very, very important for A&M.
Yeah.
Got to hold on to what you got and add the key targets.
Yeah.
No matter what the season looks like.
Yeah. There you go. You got it up top. You're singled up. And they trusted Chappelle. He's singled up top by himself.
Antonio Johnson in that nickel spot, man, he's around the football all the time.
Just a ball hawk. I mean, I guess the guy that he reminds you of recently, it would be Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, he's just always around. He's making plays. Now, the only thing that he's missing that Matthews has, he's not getting the takeaways. He's not, turning. He had a couple of opportunities to have interceptions, and he'd rather blow you up than take the pick. So
here we go with that same oop-to-oop formation.
Right there. Good. There you go.
Shamar Turner wins.
There you go.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good win by Shamar Turner. Good job to the top side. I'm sure that there was a halftime adjustment by Elko there. When they go to this, we're going to change it. We'll see where Leon stays. Yep, Leon's got the help.
I've got your help, and he gets off. That's good.
Shamar Turner, a little TE twist. That's a Mike Elko halftime adjustment right there.
That's a great. And Shamar's going to be really good.
Shamar's going to be a good player. Edrin Cooper's going to be a good player. Real Talk 76 says Antonio Johnson reminds me of Donovan Wilson. That's not a bad comparison either.
Not.
Donovan would make plays at the line of scrimmage.
Oh. His own guy hit it.
Yeah, but you can't block a guy into the returner,
push your guy into the guy, no. No. Well, he
hit him. He hit him.
41.
Yeah. And he usually when you get up and start pointing fingers, and that he didn't even 41. The guy that you weren't engaged with, the guy that hit him.
Nobody pushed him in there. He just ran into him. We'll take those 15 though. Kick catch interference.
What has been A&M's longest offensive play today?
12 yards.
Deuce Harmon gets shoved, but he's not interfering with the 41.
That guy wasn't stopping.
Sammy Pittman doesn't like it, but I think when he looks at at it on tape, he's going to be much more okay with what he saw.
I mean, for everything. Well, I don't know. I can't say that. I mean, it's hard to do it against 8.
How do y'all feel about pass plays that start 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage? I mean, that was clearly part of the game plan coming in, and A&M has not blocked on the edges to have that be effective.
No, our big-time players, we've said it from the start. Anias is really, really, really out of sync. And there have been some missed blocks. We know he can turn it around, but I still believe this drive you've got to get him and you've got to get Jalen involved. I mean, Anias has no catch. No, he has one catch.
Like I don't know what they're seeing. I'm not an offensive football mind. If this was a baseball game and there were shifts and you were, tracking pitches and all that kind of stuff, I have to be much more efficient at breaking that down. But there's part of me that says, like, look, understanding that they're winning up front with 3 down, are Anias and Jalen open?
No. And it looks like, when they start with the 3 safety look, that they're just rolling to a cover 3. They're playing. The corner sits down and he's staying and he's playing as the flat defender. And then you roll the other safety. He becomes your deep third. The middle safety becomes your middle, and then you have obviously backside. So it's a matter of Zach has to see it as cover 3 and not worry about the 3 safeties deep and make your throws and make your reads based on what you get out of cover 3.
And maybe that's why they've been going to the flats a lot because, generally flats, an area to attack during a cover 3 look. But we haven't seen a lot of flats to receivers.
Right.
We've seen them try to get to the backs. KJ Jefferson now getting his ankle very heavily taped, looks like, over the spike. Were you an over the spike guy?
They didn't let us do that.
Oh, really?
No, we had the half spat. You can only do the top of the shoe.
Okay.
So Nike was really you were not going to cover their logos up.
Stretch to the near side for Spiller stuff.
No push.
They have run that a lot today, and it has not netted them much. To be fair, there has not been much of anything that's netted them much offensively.
Right. But I mean, what I would like to see, and it may fall incomplete, but drop back and let Zach throw it as far as he can. It just shows we will do it. I mean, you've got the 3 safety look, corner squats in the flat. It just becomes a cover 3 look.
Jalen Preston. Good throw by Zach. That's fitting it into a window.
Yep. And he threw that one on rhythm. I mean, that's the second time he's got to that back foot. He's hit that back foot and let it rip.
Demas has a catch, doesn't he?
He has one catch.
One catch early, like the first play of the game, I think.
But I mean, look. I mean, okay, you've got these 3 within 7 yards of the line. Take a shot. Cover 2. There you go.
Popped it. There goes Isaiah. Can he win the foot race? 30, 20,
he got
10.
It.
Touchdown.
There we go.
Popped a huge run on 3rd and 2.
We're back in it.
How is this is going to be? It's a 1-score game. Got to put the PAT, but holy cow,
man!
I hate playing Arkansas CT.
You age a little bit. This thing will probably be all white by the time we leave this thing today.
Let's see what happens here. Good double team.
Yep.
When you get it blocked.
And it's just a foot race.
When you get it blocked with it back like that, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was a different I was looking at the chat, CT, so I wonder if they gave A&M a different look.
I don't think. I mean, now the safeties, it was still the three shell, but again, they're rolling. It's like they're rolling that coverage to the wide side of the field, and I mean, it was nothing. It was nothing different. And now I think they may have anticipated a pass play, and maybe those ends were a little wider because it was a lot of running room in there. You got a hat on a hat, you got to push, and then Isaiah made one person miss in that box, and then he's off to the race.
Jeff Hutton says, "Look how Green was locked on his guy." Like I did see Kenyon 5-6 yards downfield, still engaged with his guy.
And I mean, those types of blocks changes that level. Now that linebacker can't scrape and feel like he needs to. You change that level and you make that linebacker run the hump, and he's that far off from being able to make that tackle.
60-minute football game.
I know it looked terrible the first half, but
it ain't looked great in this half.
No. I mean, now we've had one drive, and then third down, but the difference is it wasn't 3rd and 12.
Right.
Instead, it's 3rd and 2. You got run pass option. Now you make Arkansas. You've got to do your responsibility. You can't just pin your ears back and come.
Very true. Good point, CT. They put them in a situation where they don't know.
You've got to respect both.
Well, how much? We're right in the middle of the third quarter, aren't we?
Again, I think it's 9 minutes to go. No, we still got a
CT. I feel like we've been here since 10 this morning.
It does feel. I mean, CBS is they're gonna
right, but I think it's just the toll of the game and what we've watched.
Yeah, I watching A&M, man, my blood pressure goes up a ton. It's you want them to. I want so bad for these guys to win and to be successful. I mean, and I get it. It's not just about the game of football, but I mean, they've got a great group of guys, great team.
Well, NC State up on Clemson.
Wow.
Again, these preseason rankings.
Yeah. I mean,
where's Clemson at? I guess that close loss to Georgia, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
they didn't like they were going to score in 80 quarters against Georgia.
You lose your quarterback, and I mean, I get it. I think they're ranked because their name is Clemson. I mean,
right.
It's not based on the talent that you have coming. And I hate preseason rankings. I think that there's a lot of overhype, you know, and I'd like to see the first ranking come out like week 6, week 7, somewhere in the middle of the season.
It's another thing that Arkansas is going to have to do next year is they're going to be replacing a lot of guys on their defense, including Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan, their 2 stud middle linebackers.
Yeah.
All right, got it back to within a score. Defense has been playing pretty well. Folks asking in the chat if Moose is hurt. I don't know. I don't get updates. You know, if I had a chance to be around my phone and on my phone more, I may be able to get him.
I don't think he's hurt. I just think they have decided to.
He is real hobbled.
I think
great coverage,
man.
Antonio Johnson
again.
Look at this, man. I can't. He's gutting it out.
And he's got a knee brace on.
Yeah,
he's coming out.
Yeah, he's coming out.
Hornsby.
Now, Malik Hornsby, electric athlete, one of the best athletes I've ever covered in recruiting.
Wow.
The deal with Malik is,
can he read it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. He will get a little happy, and then it goes playground. Now, when it goes playground with him, it's pretty dangerous. And if he gets in the open field like this, that's what he does, man.
I think what has to happen is you, as you hear Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton.
You have to be super disciplined in your pass rush lanes. Be disciplined.
That's the Marvin.
You got to be disciplined.
Then this kid can really run, CT. I'm telling you. Tyree Johnson's shaking up.
I guess that says something about the size of A&M along the D line. Tyreek Johnson looks small to me, but there's nothing small about 6'4", 240.
No, and he has quietly had a very good career at Texas A&M.
Man, 6'4", 240.
A lot of A&M fans are going to be very familiar with Malik Hornsby. That was a very much a split room on whether A&M should have taken him as a second quarterback in that class, and he would have come.
Man. Well, I mean, this is, these are those games where the recruit is like, okay, well, you didn't want
right.
Me. Let me show you.
And look, there was no bad blood between A&M and Malik, and he said that, and all the folks there at Fort Bend Marshall told me that, like A&M was honest with him the whole time, and that's all you want as a recruit is for you to be honest, and that's what they were.
But I mean, you've got to see this kid
now. Yep,
you've got to see this kid every year now.
Professor Rufus Alexander says Fort Bend Marshall well represented today. Absolutely. Yeah. What a great program. Coach James Williams, I've been involved with them for 3 or 4 years now, and every time I go down there, I am treated first class.
Yeah.
They pull out all the stops to make sure that I'm accommodated, and I'm always very appreciative of that, and they've been wildly successful. I mean, 3 state championship appearances in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
They got another team this year. It looks like they can make a run.
Man, how many miles a year do you drive?
Well, yesterday was a big miles day. I drove from College Station to Nederland, Southeast Texas, on Thursday night. Then on Friday, I went to Orange, Little Cypress, Mauriceville. And then I went over to Beaumont, Westbrook, and then I went down to Port Arthur Memorial, and then I covered the Nederland P&G game last night. So I hit every part of the Golden Triangle yesterday.
Jeez.
And then drove back after the game.
Yeah, because I get all the tweets, and you're updating, and you do a great job with that. But I was thinking, like, man, how many miles does he drive? You're all over the place.
Yep. Spent a lot of time in the old Tahoe. So we're halfway through the third quarter. be interesting to see if they tried to force KJ Jefferson back on the field at some point. Malik Hornsby stays in. They're going to spread it out and try to make it easy reads on this kid. This may be Q draw here.
I've never been a huge fan of the look to the sideline, but I get it.
Mm-hmm. A&M does it every play.
Oh, wow. That ball on ground. You got to get that. You got to get that.
McKinley just fall on it. I thought A&M was offside there.
No, he got an unbelievable jump. It's like he timed the snap count.
Oh, he's offside.
Oh, he was offside. And that's Peavy again. Mm-hmm. Just fall on this.
But just fall on the football.
Just fall on it.
When it's crowded like that, fall on it.
And I get it. You're a big guy. You know, you're never going to get to sniff the end zone. Just
yeah.
Oh, they did call it
offside. Yeah. Late flag graphic there, CBS.
Yeah, they messed me up with that one. I thought we had that one.
The way that Peavy jumped the snap, I thought that their left guard moved. He didn't. But that had nothing to do, really.
Nothing with it.
That was spacing was bad.
That was just going to be on the ground. Now, I love the point of attack. You know, Peavy has been really, he's been aggressive this start of the second half. There you go, defense.
DeMarvin Leal. Little emotion now on the Aggie side.
Mm-hmm. And I think the pressure shifts to Arkansas here. You know,
I still don't know, CT. I agree that you're making them play a little tighter now, but I still think the pressure's on the A&M offense if they get it back.
True, but this is a game Arkansas has dominated. I say that they've had their way, and now A&M they score, game tightens up. You're starting quarterbacks out the game, but then you give up that first down. I just, now you've got to feel your way through. It's kind of like when Haynes went down in Colorado. Mm-hmm. As a backup, I think that is the toughest job on the team because you're one snap away.
Still, Arkansas has not tried to throw the ball with Hornsby in the game, and I don't know that they will. If they do, it'll be something really quick to 16.
No, and that's what I do right there. I keep everything close.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh, he fell on that knee awfully funny.
Very awkwardly.
Again, Traylon Smith, Cypress kid, Cy Ridge High School.
And I don't think they bring Jefferson back. I mean, you think your knee, you have something that's bothering you. The longer you stand there, it's tightening up. I can't see him back in this game. A little bit of concern from Arkansas.
2nd and 13 just on the Arkansas side of the midfield stripe.
I think you snug up to Burks a little bit more, though.
They're going to have to call timeout.
There's too much room there. They called it. Yep, timeout. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're out of sorts right now.
This is a battle now. It's turned into a battle of backup quarterbacks.
And Hornsby, unbelievable. I mean, just the one play I saw him go. I mean, wow.
Told you, man.
But I give as tough as it's been on ours, I give if it's backup quarterbacks, I give the nod to Calzada just because the experience that he's had so far.
Where are y'all? Well, we got some. Oh, Dalton comes in throwing stuff. After you, I mean, I could say something, but you're the one that set all this up, so I can't. If you break something, I can't really get mad. Yeah. No, it's been very stressful.
Man,
how's it been in the back?
Heart rate up. I can check that too. That's what's up. I've got to check to see what this is.
You've done a pretty good job of holding it in, CT.
Man, I'm so nervous sitting over here though. It's crazy. What's my heart rate at? No, it's 86 beats a minute.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Last night it was like 60. I was calm. I was good. 83 is high.
I was thinking something like triple digits.
No.
Luke says DeMarvin is double teamed every play. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like this is a big moment in the game.
Mhm.
There's still a little less than quarter and a half to play.
And you know,
But with a backup quarterback in and you got him behind the down a little bit.
here's what it is. This has been a clean game. There's no turnovers. Maybe I can fix it.
Nathan, who brought us the food, said CT's fidgety as hell.
Oh man, I'm so nervous right now.
They're gonna let him pass.
Well,
He's gonna get out of there. He
no,
can
he's
really
not.
run.
Well, they're not
Good, Andre White. Again, what you can do to Malik, as elite of an athlete as he is, you can do what Arkansas has done to Calzada. Make it fuzzy for him.
Yep. And DeMarvin, he knocked him off his spot. You take away the first read. There's his first read. Now he wants to run. There you go. You got to make that though.
This is where it gets. Oh, that's a blindside block.
That is a penalty. That has to be a penalty.
Yeah.
There we go. Now he might not get up from that. That hurt. That
got him right in the center of the chest.
And it could be. Now you're looking at possible targeting as well.
I think it got him. Look, he got him in the chest. Was it Michael Clemens?
Yeah, I thought it might have been Peavy again. It may have been. Might have been Clemens.
It was.
It
Clemens.
is Clemens.
Yeah, he got him low. But again,
he's low. He's underneath.
And look at the kind of athlete Hornsby is, though, man.
Yeah.
At no point in my life, CT, could my knees and legs. At one point in your life, your legs could do all that.
They could. I try to do that now. They would probably come off at the knees, man. So that play right there, big play, 15 yards, field position changes again. Ball's on the 42, you back it up 15. Now we're 27? But it was going to be a 15-yarder from the
spot.
sack.
Do you
40? Yeah.
Do you
42.
take that penalty?
Well,
now you got to force them to give the ball up because they could throw something up and get a PI and it's a fluke first down.
Yeah.
God, I hate this Jerry world with the light comes through.
Yeah, I thought they may have called that after what? No, it was during the play. So, let's see, Arkansas looks a little off. I don't understand the snapping to a side.
It's something new that.
Oh
nice. Man, Ananias catching that ball away from his body.
Oh my God.
All right, chat. How are we feeling? 17-10. Incredibly, A&M still in this football game. 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, if you
in this third quarter,
if you could be my insides right now, man, I am very fidgety.
Somebody say something to make CT calm down.
You should have saw me the Colorado game.
Was it bad?
God, it was terrible. I watched that one with my son and my dad, and
were you pacing?
Pacing. Finally, fourth quarter, I had to get up.
2 back set with A-Chain and Ananias. Demas to the near side.
This might be a house call. We'll take
He's
8.
Close, man.
We'll take 8. And you know what? Arkansas played with so much emotion that first half. You kind of wonder, did they kind of run? You know, are they? Is that front 3 tired? You asked the front.
We have a change here on the O line that I didn't notice. I wonder how long it's been that way. Look at the right guard. Right guard is now Blake Traynor. At left tackle is Kenyon Green.
Oh, okay. Easy throw.
Demas.
Easy throw.
Good.
That's
Move the chains.
Now what's happening is A&M is starting to get some run game going, and you can't commit. You see, they've got the 3 shell in the back.
But it's a little tighter.
Yep. Oh, I still would love to see them take a shot right there, man.
Can we see a change in the heart rate of Zach Calzada a little bit? Maybe.
3 deep. All you did was they rolled. Run.
Well, he ended up forcing it to a nice. He had that open early, or he could have just tucked it for about 8.
And you have a lead blocker with Ananias. Just run.
We're at 2:46 left in the
Jefferson's
third quarter with a flag. What we got here? We got maybe
CBS
a hold
is killing me with this.
What was the call?
I think ineligible downfield.
Ineligible. But again, maybe that doesn't happen if the ball comes out on time.
Yeah.
Or you obviously you
run.
decide to run. You can't have an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, that is a change. Trainer inside, you can protect him a little bit more.
Did they call that an ineligible on alignment, or was it a formation malfunction that we had?
I think one of the linemen. But that just shows really how special Kenyon Green is. I mean, right guard, right tackle, left tackle. The kid can play anywhere along that line. And he came in and played. No, there you go.
No. Again, I asked if his heart rate had slowed down, and it does not look like it has.
There's no reason for him to run there. Just stay the pocket.
Yep, he got happy.
Watch his feet get happy at the start. There.
And you got a crosser right there in front of you.
Just stay there.
Yep.
There's no need to run. Oh, he's got a great pocket.
And nobody hit him.
Oh, he got clipped on Kenyon's leg.
But again, he was on his way backwards. But again, like if you're going forward, I don't mind you picking that spot to go run and pick up 6.
Yeah.
2nd and 9 instead of 2nd and 25.
You've got a good pocket. There you go. And
drilled it. There's Jalen.
There you go. Just trust the pocket. Now it's manageable. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7, maybe. Kenyon
got him off balance.
Kenyon shows how good he is, though. Oh my God. Like Williams wasn't close.
Mm-hmm. And that was the reason. Hey, we're going to flip you over here. Mm-hmm. Now let's see if Arkansas counters and puts 55 back on.
He's back over there.
On Reuben.
Or he's off the field.
He's off in this package. 3rd and 7.
No, there he is. He was standing up.
You got the A-chain.
Oh. Anais catches that. He goes.
If they'll show this replay, look at A-chain on the swing. Got it. His first down to A-chain. And
he scores.
And he may score.
Oh, he scores. That's a good catch.
KJ Jefferson just said, I can play.
Man, you're good at reading those lips, man. I've gotten good because I have kids, but I didn't catch that one. They like to mumble under their breaths a little bit. We take a delay.
I'd rather take the delay than waste a timeout on a punt.
Man, we're looking for another photo finish in this series. God almighty. I needed to be here last week.
Way easier on you?
Yes.
I'll only ask you back, like maybe what do they got late in the season Prairie View?
That PV game. Oh, did he kick it out of bounds?
No, he kicked it really well. What a kick.
Really good kick. Put it on the 15.
Nick Constantino, again.
All right, we need a turnover. Come on, D.
BAS says 0 with a bad drop. That was a tight win on a ball that was high.
It's a tough catch.
Really tough catch. And the right read was
the swing.
Yep.
And it has to be. Jimbo has to say you're reading overhang. If he settles his feet, you've got our chain that's so fast. Give it to him and let him go make a play. And that's what I was saying, to start the game. You've got
Shamar Turner.
You've got guys that are
That's
athletes.
A freak play by Shamar Turner.
Well, I mean, what
to
is
chase
it,
him down? Yeah. This could be the last play of the third quarter if Arkansas wants it.
I can't see them snapping it again. Then again, they might.
Tyree Johnson back in the game. Arc motion that we saw early.
And we ran the
oh man, they busted it.
They gashed. Oh, strip that. They ran the play. They ran right into
Right.
the blitz too.
That's the same thing we saw. Remember, they had the arc motion and they would go back to the other way.
Yeah. Now our line slanted to the field,
Mm-hmm.
so they caught us in that slant.
Into the third quarter.
17 in the first half, or in the first quarter, nothing since. Or was it they scored 10 and then no, it was 17.
Wasn't it 7? I can't remember. Feels like it was 5 hours ago.
Yeah, it does. Man.
Well, 15 minutes, typical A&M Arkansas game. Except this is the one, like the other ones, at times you felt A&M was going to be out of it. But I felt like they were making enough plays leading in where you thought they could score.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out of sorts offensively in a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, other than 62-yard bursts,
right?
We've run one play inside their 40.
That's very true. And that you don't even count that 62-yard run.
Yeah. I mean,
A&M hasn't sniffed the red zone all day.
No, we've not been in any position to score. But it's the plays, it's those plays like you pointed out. I-chain wide open on the swing, you can't miss that read.
The film room with McGee is going to be really interesting this week. Because, again, you know way more what you're looking at than I do, but it just seems like there's going to be – you're going to go back and look at this tape and look at, you had guys open here and the pocket was clean. It could have been on time. Yeah. And just you're playing so fast, your eyes are moving so fast that you can't settle.
And I'm interested to hear McGee's take on it. I mean, because, you look out there, you're reading that defense. I mean, I'm interested to hear how you attack that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jimbo giving him the options and the reads to be able to do it? It's just Zach is so fast through his he sees that first when his feet get happy, and then he wants to step up. And we know when he's not looking, when he scrambles, he's still not looking to make the throw. It's I'm trying to get myself out of trouble. So,
like we said at half, though, you can expect this team, coached by Jimbo Fisher, to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've done. And listen, Arkansas came out and knocked them right in the jaw, CT, multiple times.
Yep.
And there was a point in this game when we thought it may get out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are looking at a fourth quarter. Well, Arkansas does have the ball on the move, but you're down 7.
Mm-hmm. It's they've given themselves a chance. And credit, Elko's defense again.
Mm-hmm.
They've come up big. They've made stops. Now, that play before the half, fourth and a yard, and they come up big and make a stop. I mean, that's huge.
Sure.
They kicked the field goal there. You look, it's still a 10-point game.
Yeah.
We're still looking at 2 scores, and we haven't done anything all game long. So I think that's a huge play in the game, and I'm interested to see how that play comes back when this thing wraps, if that play comes into factor at the end of the game.
JJ says we're missing leadership on both sides. I disagree. The defensive side's got plenty of leaders, and they've settled in and played good ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Leal, Peavy, those guys have played well. Antonio Johnson, those guys, the defense has played well. We've given up 2 big plays. We didn't wrap on a tackle, and we gave up a throw over the top. Other than that, what more can you ask your defense to do? I don't know what else you can ask for them. And so offense is a little different because there's so much more emotion on the defensive side of the ball. You have to be kind of level when you're playing offense. You get too high, and then that's when you start making mistakes. And so I still believe get the ball into our guys' hands quickly, get it into them in space, and let them go make plays. So hold on. It's gonna
First and 10 from Arkansas from their own 36. Quick pitch out to
Peavy blew that up. That's nice. Man, he's playing.
Jaden Peavy's had a great career at Texas A&M.
He's playing a game today too.
Remember when they go all the way back to when he was recruited by Kevin Sumlin? It was A&M and Baylor.
Man, he's played really well today.
Second and 10. Still have not thrown a pass with Malik Hornsby. That's going to have to change. But it won't right here. Stretch.
There you go.
Good run support by Damani.
I love how
Tyreek Chappelle went after the football
I
there.
love how these guys, you get the first guys there, wrap, second guy go after the football. Third down. I don't think they can pick it up on the ground. I think you about to see a little playground.
Yep.
I think Hornsby in space and try to get him matched up on a defender. Yeah, I feel like that guy right there. That's me, right? Yep, here we go.
Empty box. Now they're going to bring it in. Oh, ball snapped unexpectedly. Hornsby may turn this into a first down knowing
No,
him.
he's not.
Nope.
Good job. Good job.
I wonder just how much of that is new quarterback. He may have given a verbal that was
because that's a veteran center.
right.
You hadn't seen that all game.
He just pointed to himself. That's me.
But how come that thing doesn't roll 20 yards?
CT's begging, baby. I love it.
Man.
You know why it hadn't rolled like that? I'm a firm believer. If A&M would have come out ready to play from the get-go, that ball rolls your way.
Yeah.
Right? The game rewards itself.
That's true.
Any
That's
sport.
True. I believe that, yeah.
I talk about it with my baseball kids all the time. When you play the game the right way, the ball bounces your way.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a big-time angle, isn't it?
I know. Oh, a late fair catch. All right, we got to go 80. Did they call a flag on him bumping?
That's probably going to be a hold on the –
Do you make them repunt this thing?
no, it's going to be a hold probably during the kick.
Oh, on A&M. Yeah. So now we got to go 90. I tell you,
Outside of Nick Constantino and Seth Small, who's made his only kick, special teams has not been great.
No. I mean, it's almost gotten to the point, and it's not just the A&M game, but I mean, special teams, you kind of expect a penalty. You know, guys are holding or pushing the back. It's just, it's crazy. I mean, I'm waiting for the time, you know, with all the touchbacks and things, they're just going to take the kickoff out of the game. I mean, it's an exciting play, but there's just special teams is so penalized. I mean, and that's 10 yards that A&M can't afford to give up.
Right. You ain't moved the ball. I mean, we're over here getting excited about 10-yard plays. How many 2nd and 15s has A&M been in today?
Too many to count.
Well, you're down a score, CT, and you got how many possessions left?
I'd say at the very most.
3?
3. Yes, 3. You got 3. So, man, let me check my heart rate again. It's nerve-wracking to me.
Who held? It was called on 24, which I believe is Ernest Crownover, backup running back. It's 95.
It's going up.
CT. Somebody said earlier, can we get CT an exercise bike for those legs fidgeting?
Man. And see, part of it too, man. One of my closest friends, childhood. I mean, we've been friends since we were 5, and he's a huge Horn fan. So I gave him I didn't give him too much, but I just was like, you know, hey, this is what you guys got to look forward to. You know, don't overlook Arkansas. And so he's I know he's
letting you know,
Arkansas pays the favor.
I don't like Arby's, Nathan.
I don't like Arby's.
Underrated chicken sandwich, but that's about it.
Hey, did y'all see Auburn bench Bo Nix?
Auburn bench Bo Nix. Update from Richard Zane. It's pretty incredible.
I mean, isn't that born and raised
His dad,
Auburn? Man?
dad played quarterback at Auburn or something like that.
Wow.
A&M starting in the shadow of their own goalpost here on their own 10-yard line.
There's the throw.
What a catch! That's Zach Calzada's best throw of his. As good as the one against Colorado to win it.
Yeah,
that's his best throw, especially from the pocket.
I mean,
look at this up and down in that hole.
Cover 2.
What a throw and what a grab by Anias.
Yes, it's a cover 2 look. The way they're getting to cover 2 is interesting, though.
18 of 29 for 143 for Zach.
There you. Oh shoot! Get on. He
Picked it. Well, there's the turnover.
There's the one There's the one I've talked about. Goodness gracious!
Did it go through his hands?
Somebody tipped. I think Lyman got a hand on it, and then the linebacker. I think it was tipped twice.
Right.
There's one.
Ooh, I don't know.
He didn't get his hands.
Can I get
under
the
there.
front side of it?
Oh, it hit him in the helmet. Then there's the tip.
That ball moves. I don't know if it's going to be enough, CT.
You can't see it from that.
I don't think it moves enough, CT.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, unfortunately.
Great play.
That's a heck of a play.
It does hit. That angle looks like it hits and moves.
Yeah.
Put your ears in.
Let me hear what
Sterator says. A&M was on the wrong end of one of these calls in Colorado. What's old Gene saying?
He's saying that it depends on if it was firmness with his hands. They're basically going to decide if that movement was, he had control and the movement is, just a part of him making the interception.
That hit a lineman's helmet?
Hit a lineman in the helmet first. This angle, I think it moves.
It touches the ground, no question, and moves. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to overturn
I don't
CT.
think so. He's saying and Gene Sterator said it moves inside of his hands. He said if it's him, I think it stands. Yeah, I think it stands.
I think that's going to be an interception.
I
wish I could see which lineman it hit. Boy, now the defense, this is a huge moment.
It hit the right end in the helmet. He didn't have hands up. He didn't anything.
It hit a defensive lineman.
It hit the defensive lineman in the head.
He took the headphones off and then went back.
They must have called him back for something. Hey, Arkansas fans are going to lose it. Look, it hits this. No, it hits our guy in the helmet. It hits
Bryce Foster in the helmet.
Yeah. That's a heck. Regardless, that's a heck of an effort play right there.
Arkansas's earned that. You talk about the bounces, CT.
Yep.
What about the hit on Isaiah by 27?
Where'd he hit him at? Oh, I see. Yeah, Isaiah's laid out.
Oh, now that's interesting.
That could be.
If that's targeting before the ball's intercepted.
Could be a change. And that might be why he went back.
I don't think you can change the call. I think you just move them back 15 because the ball hit the lineman in the helmet. That means it's tipped, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to stand. Stands. Not over. Yeah, stands.
Yep. Well, there's the first turnover of the game. $12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Arkansas will have it around midfield. It was open.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Isaiah's laying on the ground after the play, too.
Man. All right, defense. on their
40.
in plus territory.
I mean, you can't.
Can't give up anything.
Yeah,
here.
no points here. It's a bad run fit. I think it was it Leon? Arkansas gashes A&M for about 15 more.
Man.
Wasn't tight enough.
No, but I mean, both of them, you
Yep.
know, Leon and Johnson were both outside. One of them has to take.
First throw for
Burks.
Malik Hornsby's a completion to Traylon Burks. A&M really stacking the box. Looks like now a lot of guys up around the line of scrimmage going to try to make him make contested throw, but Arkansas very much in field goal range.
And I think they know that. Nice fit there.
Mm-hmm.
That time, Tyreek, he squeezed that one
Right.
that time. I will say this. I don't understand the tempo here.
I mean, they're trying to play.
Fullback.
Got it. First down. What an interesting wrinkle there.
Yeah.
Kendall Browse. That turnover was a complete momentum changer. Best throw of the day by Zach.
Yeah.
Then makes a mistake.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean,
Now Arkansas is going to slow down.
It's your guy in the helmet.
They're
False start.
outside. That's not a false start? It's a false start.
That's what I thought.
Unless we jump the snap count again. Man.
That looked like movement.
It was. It's on A&M. It's a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah.
But Arkansas moved early, so it should have been blown dead, right?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, we caused the false start, but
Mhm.
you blow it. It's a dead ball right there. I tell you what, Johnson is around.
He's around the football all the time. Second and goal now after an incomplete pass from Hornsby. 9:40 to go. Arkansas inside the A&M 10-yard line. I mean, this is going to be a two-score game, most likely coming out of this drive either way. So now you start looking about seconds left on the clock.
Yes. He hasn't thrown a good ball yet. A pick six right here just be.
I don't think they're going to put it in the air, CT. This is quarterback run, 1,000%.
That looked like a false start again. God.
Malik's showing a little toughness. I told you it's quarterback run. Delivers the blow to Antonio Johnson. Going to be third and goal, Arkansas at the A&M 2-yard line. 1.5.
Get up, Leon.
Malik's too fast, man. Got to the edge.
Oh, false start. There we go.
You know.
I love how everybody points at each other. He said he clapped.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know where he clapped there. No, there was nobody clapped.
No. All right, 3rd and goal, Arkansas from the A&M 6.5, 7-yard line. Clock running.
Messy game though. 9 penalties
And 10 penalties,
Yeah.
yeah. 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter.
My guy there, he's getting into it.
Under center.
That looked funky there too.
A throwback.
That's a great play. Good. Don't hit him. Oh my!
He almost completed that.
He should have caught that.
He should have caught that. And then it goes through his hands. You're wondering, is that going to be a interception? Great job by the A&M defense, CT. Got to say it.
3 points.
That could have been caught.
Man. This guy's 7-7. He's got to miss one sooner or later.
Unfortunately, this is going to be 24-yard chip shot here.
The chip. Just don't rough. Don't.
He got it.
Yeah.
20-10, Arkansas.
Half a
2-score
quarter
game,
left.
a little over half a quarter left. Now you have to put the ball in the end. You got to score.
That's a big story there too.
Yeah. Maybe not so much for the outcome of this game, but for Arkansas going forward.
Yeah.
Traylon Burks being escorted to the locker room. KJ Jefferson still walking around with his helmet on.
Yeah.
But regardless, 8.5 minutes, a little over 8.5 minutes to go. The Aggies down 2 scores and really up against it, CT.
I mean, almost 3.5 quarters. You know, we haven't sniffed the red zone yet. And I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Not saying they can't do it. I mean, same thing with Colorado situation, but you can't make any mistakes. You've got to be perfect from here on out.
Luke says, how is that a great job by the defense? They allowed points right now. 2 scores of this team is not going to happen in this time frame. It's a great job because it was sudden change on the plus side of the field.
Right. I mean, you give the ball to Arkansas on the 48-yard line, and then, I mean, you gave up some plays, but the thing was, the worst case could have been you could have given up a touchdown, and now this
The
thing
story of this
really
game isn't going to
flips.
be on the A&M defense.
No, it's not. A&M's inability to be able to sustain drives, to put drives together, and to score points.
Mm-hmm.
Protect. You know,
now you putting yourself in a situation where you may have to force the ball downfield.
Mm-hmm. Now Zach has to put it in harm's way versus that 3 high safety look that he's seen all game.
Can you block him long enough to get somebody running and split those safeties?
Well, the good part, the adjustment that they've made, moving Kenyon out to left tackle and moving his trainer in the right guard, that seems to have given. I mean, Zach's been clean. The last drive he wasn't under any pressure, just off the top of Bryce's helmet and into Arkansas's hands. So I mean, I think the adjustment is there. It was a good one. Now we just got to push it there. I still want to see a shot. We've not taken that 40-yard shot downfield. What do you know? Corner might fall down. Receiver make a play.
Whatever's got to happen, it's got to happen quick.
It's got to happen very fast.
Colt Oliver says, I think we may have found our O-line with Kenyon at left tackle. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, when is Matthew slated to be back?
Man, at this point, the kid has just battled injury his whole career. Do you ever say it's something that you can rely on him being healthy?
Right. Oh, they're going to give I-Chain a chance. All he needs is he just needs is, stand up.
Oh. Once he got through that first wave, if he'd have got up to top speed, good return by Devon A-Chain out past the 30-yard line. When you get the ball to 6 in space,
nobody clapped.
Auburn still trailing Georgia State.
That's crazy.
Zach Calzada looking into the sun now.
Yes. That's on
drop.
Watermeyer.
Yep,
He's got to
that's
catch
got to
that.
be a catch.
Can't put that at Zach's feet. But I think a lot of that comes to, I know you got to make, those guys they're just out of rhythm. I mean, what's he have? 1 catch today?
1.
Anais, 2 catches
And that's,
today?
that's his probably second or third drop on the season of a ball that's been over
Yeah.
his head.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you just wonder if it's the yips coming.
Yeah.
He's certainly a talented enough player to make that play.
Cover 2 up top. There you go. You finally did it. Climb the pocket and then go. Got to hold.
I'm guessing that's going to be a hold.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't shown us here on the TV. Yep.
I wonder who that was on, though.
Second down and 20. 8:18 left in the game, down 10 points. In this 9-game winning streak against Arkansas, it has looked bleak before, but this is
this one. I mean, there was one, the one that went to overtime. I can't remember that one. I was just like, this kid's offsides. They can start to play. Come on, Jay. Oh, my goodness.
Zach telling Jalen, again, it's a contested catch, but it hit him in the hands.
Hit him in the hand.
The ball needs to be caught, right, CT?
Got to catch that one. Got to catch it. I mean, he's been dubbed one of the best tight ends in the country. You've got to catch that football.
Third and 20.
This guy's offsides up there. There's no, how do you not call that? They got to go. You can't punt it.
3 timeouts left. You got to get a 3 and out if you don't. I mean, look, did you see where they're starting the second level was?
Yeah.
15 yards downfield.
You've got to speed this operation up.
The ball needs to get punted quickly.
It needs to go. I mean, we're out here like we're up 35.
Well, you're going to get 7:04 remaining, down 10. Here's what you're about to get on defense. You're about to get a lot of misdirection run.
Yep. I can't remember. There's only been one guy that's made a catch really outside of Burks that I remember. Burks is out of the game.
Yep. 0, the kid that made the catch and run. Yep.
I'm putting 8-9 in the box and I'm playing man outside because right now, I mean, you've got to have either a very quick 3 and out, which the A&M may use their timeouts on this drive, or you've got to have a turnover.
Right.
So the margin for error really, really, really shrinks right now.
There was a very brief moment after the Spiller touchdown run and really kind of leading into that and the possession after where you feel like A&M was getting on some good footing offensively. It was the only time all day where you felt like they had any kind of rhythm.
And that's when, the
Baylor stops Iowa State 2-point conversion. Baylor's going to upset Iowa State, looks like.
Iowa State 2 losses on the season. Wow.
Oh, never mind. Apparently there's a flag.
Got to see this. I think my heart rate's come down. Yeah, it came down to 75. I'm not going to stroke out today.
No, and the longer it's going on like this, the more the end of the game's kind of it's not a doubt anymore.
I've not going to stroke out today. I'm gonna make it through to another one.
Oh, never mind. They did stop them. The flags were, I guess, a celebration. So I'm guessing that Iowa State's going to have an onside kick coming.
31 seconds to go, yeah. NC State They're about to upset Clemson. 14 off,
There's
34 seconds. And they're on Clemson's 24. That
Yeah,
was
55 for them has been incredible. I mean, he beat 2 A&M linemen on that one.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't even close there.
Mm-mm. Another thing to think about whenever Haynes King does get back, been a long time since he played any football.
Yeah. I mean, he's only played, one game?
One a game and 2 drives in another.
Mm-hmm.
KJ Jefferson back.
And that drive that he played against Colorado, I mean, he was shaky on those 2 drives. You got to tackle. You got to tackle. Come on, A&M, go tackle.
I want to see somebody get him wrapped up and just punch a ball loose.
Yeah, just ball pop out. I mean, I hate that Hornsby, he came in, I think, in a big moment and
Didn't do a bad
he did
job.
his job.
Yeah.
He did his job. Put 3 points on the board.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, you built $1 billion stadium and then made it face east-west and open-ended where the sun can be right in people's eyes.
Oh, I need the ball to come out. Oh, I need the ball to come out.
People are asking, we hit the transfer portal in the chat. And I'm talking, what position do you want to hit the transfer portal for? I mean, you're talking about it, improving the next year's team, and I'm not saying they won't. I probably will grab a couple of kids out of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
But what team are you? I mean, what position on the team are you looking to improve with a 1-year guy or a guy leaving?
And I don't know that there's one. I mean, you look at the receiver core. Receiver core is fine. I mean, you've got a competition at quarterback again. With Connor Wegman coming in, you've got.
Well, it's crazy to me, CT. You got to say this with what's going on in high school football now.
That's a good play. Oh, I thought he was. Oh,
You got to tackle.
got to tackle. Oh,
Oh.
we don't tackle.
First down.
I don't know why second man has to blow that up.
That may do it right there, CT.
Yeah.
Got to tackle right there, Leon.
Right there. I mean,
45 overruns it.
Yeah.
You guess no help.
go blow that up. Our angles are just.
Now, we've been critical of A&M today,
Mhm.
and we need to make sure that we praise Arkansas.
Yeah, no, Arkansas has made
Better
timely
team.
plays. They've done it.
They played the better football game, no question.
They've been mistake free.
Yep.
No, you were saying state of football, high school football.
Oh, Quinn Ewers leaves and goes early, and Connor Wigman would never do that. It's not the type of kid that would want to do that. But if he's here on campus now, is he playing in this game?
Man,
if Connor Wigman is here as really a high school senior on this A&M roster, it'd be interesting.
I know you're probably going to have a lot of A&M fans wanting him to play, but I mean, I don't know that a lot of the fans understand that there's such a different level from playing, on Friday nights to this right here.
Yep.
And then you're talking about SEC play. I mean, that's a whole.
Yep. A lot of people in the chat. A lot of people in the chat saying, give credit to Arkansas. And right, Arkansas beat Texas A&M today.
Yeah.
A&M didn't beat themselves. Arkansas was better from start to finish.
Yeah.
A&M had a brief shot of life there in the third quarter, but outside of that, it has been all hogs.
Yeah, and I mean, and now you ask the question: what does A&M do moving forward? You look at outside. Colorado, we scored 10 points. We scored 10 points today, so far. Nobody's home.
That'd have been nice to throw it to A&M there.
And I mean, the schedule doesn't get any easier.
Nope.
So what are the adjustments on the offensive side of the ball to be able to generate more points? Because defense, I mean, you can't ask the defense gave up, I say, 2 plays today. And it's just one of those things. You can't keep asking the defense to win the game. The offense has to do their part as well. And so what's the game plan moving forward? What adjustments do you make? Do you have some different personnel? Are there different packages? What are those things that need to happen to generate more points on that side?
Chad says, first time the D let us down, couldn't overcome the first half. Look, they're going to be very critical of how they started the game. But when the game was still in question in the middle, right in the middle of it, in the third quarter, your defense was – the reason why it was still in question was because your defense was making plays.
It's 17-10, and we get the football back.
Right.
And, you can't put this on – I don't know, it's a team game, but your defense played well enough to win. I mean, your defense gave up 20 points.
Yep.
Really 17 because, you had a sudden change and gave them a short field. But your defense gave up 20 points. You've got college football is this thing is wide open. It's ton of points scored. You've got to be able to score more than 10 points to be able to win a football game. So man, I take my hats off to the defense. Played their behinds off today.
And again, hats off to Arkansas. They came in with an excellent game plan defensively and executed at a high rate. They won their one-on-one matchups. A&M, it took A&M a quarter and a half to start matching their physicality. And they still, on the perimeter, where I thought A&M had the better players, Arkansas was the more physical team on the perimeter.
Yeah. And you hate to sit and, I don't want to be – I hate being an armchair quarterback. Oh, well, they should have done this. They should have done that. The one thing that I would have loved to have seen happen, just take a shot. It's take a shot. You got to show teams that you give us a look. We're gonna take a shot down the field. I know it's against that three safety look back there, but they tightened up during the second half. They moved in. There were opportunities there to take some shots downfield, and then we got to throw and catch. 2 drops by Watermeyer on the last drive, and it's hard to overcome those things. Here we go. Iowa State and Baylor.
Well, Baylor wearing their neon, looks like built with batteries jerseys.
I think NC State upset Clemson.
No, they missed it. He hooked it. Oh, you overtime.
Pushed it. Man, those hurt.
Be very interesting to know what A&M will look like, obviously with Haynes King, and then, they had some guys out. Chase Lane was out, hadn't been great, over the course of the first 3 games, but had been okay, and it was reliable and experienced and knew where to be. But just, Haynes' running ability in this game, how that could have affected things.
I mean, I don't think
outside the pocket.
I don't think if you have Haynes King with his running ability, I don't think you pressure him.
I'm not sure what Zach. The game isn't slowing down a lot for Zach Calzada.
Not slowed down at all. I mean, now do you move? And obviously, I mean, Zach is going to give you the best chance to win. But who is Zach's backup? Did they move Eli Stowers?
No, it's Blake Boast. So you have a true freshman walk-on who did have offers and. Is a good player, but asking a lot out of him.
That play again.
I don't understand that call down 10 when you got to score.
I don't like it either. I mean, now you've got quarters deep, but I mean, what beats quarters? 4 verticals.
Watch the top side here. Kenyon locks him up.
Run. Oh, you got to stop you. You got to go.
Yeah.
And you got to go fast.
Calzada scrambles for 11. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And if you're A&M, you can't use a timeout. And we jumped off sides. Arkansas was trying to time it up. Looked like Ruben Father. He made.
No,
and listen,
they said it was on Watermeyer.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was both of them over there.
Yeah.
It was both of them. But very interesting. Long season left. A lot of season, right? And you have plenty of opportunities in front of you.
But that has been
the clock's running. We got a 4th and 6. This is a game here.
That's been that guy is. How is he not offside?
That's a flag, and he ended up 55. Has just run through the A&M offensive line all day. That kid's probably made himself some money.
Yeah, it is. I guess it's amazing to me. He looks offside to me, but let me see. Because I had a few guys to look for here. Let's see.
He beats Kenyon just with a rip move.
Yeah, and my guy says, buddy of mine, Tape Burks is the best player on the team. Cunningham would have been a draft pick last year. Brown, 21, makes the interception. But no, Williams also needs to be checked out. So he's on the list of guys to look at, and I think
he looks like a pro kid for sure. He did today.
I mean, his ability to rush the edge and bend, and man, it's just that we were offsides there.
A&M had a bunch of penalties today, CT.
I think we got another one. No, timeout.
Out of sorts all day on offense and on defense. Did settle in, but couldn't block them for the most part. Majority of the game couldn't block them.
I think it's a combination of the penalties, and then you have the untimely negative plays.
Absolutely. And look, I was saying before that last 4th down play, a lot of season left. A lot of opportunities for this team to continue to grow, clearly. But I think this has got to be a big look in the mirror for a lot of people. And going to test the maturity and leadership of this team.
Yeah.
Because if you turn up next week at home against Mississippi State and do that, you're going to get beat again.
Yeah.
And then obviously we know what's coming on the other side of that.
On the 9th, we know what's happening. But I mean, we see the defense, and we know the leadership and things that you have on that side of the ball. Who's that leader on the offensive side of the ball? I know Anias is a great player. I think he, still underclassman, but who's that guy that pulls the offense together and settles them down? Who's that guy? And I don't know that we have that person. You don't see that.
Yeah, Kenyon's not that personality.
No.
And look, for A&M to be as good as they need to be this year and to still have a very successful season, I don't think it's unfair to say that Anias, Jalen Weidemeyer, and Kenyon got to play better.
They have to play better. They do. I mean, the last 2 drives, Williams, he's caused havoc, and that's been on our best offensive lineman. Bad angle.
This kid can fly.
Bad angle.
That'll do it. First down run. That was the first time that Sanders has been in the game. He can really, really run, though.
Watch our angle here. I mean, he's there to plug it. Nothing outside.
Interesting for Arkansas going forward is going to be the health of KJ Jefferson and then Traylon Burks.
Yep.
Sam Pittman's got a good club. Very well coached.
Yeah.
Good game plan. They executed. And I think, obviously, it helped. Early on, I think Barry Odom figured out I can win by sitting back and putting 3 on the defensive front. And if you can win doing that, see, what do you do offensively?
And I guess my question would be now, and I've had people ask me before. Jimbo is his own play caller. You see most head coaches, they delegate that. Elko runs the defense. Is it something that Jimbo's able to delegate that and pass that off? He loves to call his plays, and I mean it. I would love to see him coaching. Like getting the Watermeyers and being able to pull the running back group and being able to do more stuff and letting an OC be able to call those different plays and things. So, and that's just my 2 cents. I mean, I don't get paid $9 million a year to do this thing. I sit here. I'm in the comfort of a chair, and I have the ability to be able to see it on TV and say, oh, well, this is what I would have done. So, I think he's done. Don't get me wrong. Jimbo's done a great job. I think he's changed the nature, changed the mentality of these guys. We're a physical football team.
Yeah,
we just got outplayed today, and I mean, even the best of them, they lose. Now it's like you said, how do you rebound?
Right.
How do you bounce back? And how do you
test the resolve?
The rest of your
test the resolve of this team. Jefferson looked pretty good on that run.
Yeah.
Cody Brockmeyer says we never ran the ball against a 3-man front. I don't think they could run the ball against a 3-man front.
We haven't ran it well. We haven't run it well since Colorado. I mean, last week, and there were even until the second half where we gave Spiller run after run after run. We didn't run it well then either. So it's like you said, you got to take a look in the mirror.
Yep. Arkansas fans celebrating right at a minute to go. They don't even have to run a play. I mean, they can sit on it. And that'll be, I think A&M called their final timeout there. That'll be it.
And, I'll say this, I talk to Clint Sterner from time to time, and, we were going to put a fun wager on this thing. But I know it's been a long time coming for this ball club, and I can see why they're so excited about their ball club moving forward. It's you've got guys that they play hard for their coach. They've got 2 great coordinators, and from kickoff, I think we've talked about it. They've been the more aggressive team, and they've outplayed us today.
Absolutely. There's a chat's not in a good mood.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine.
A lot to work on for this A&M team.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to, again, the leadership, you're asking about it on offense.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to test the locker room.
Yeah.
First loss to Arkansas
since 2011.
Since 2011.
And it's one of those things. I don't think there's going to be finger pointing or things like that. It's just
if there is, then you're going to see this turn into a 7-5 season.
Yeah. It has to be a deal to where you go back, tomorrow you go in, you watch the tape, you work to get better, and then you start preparing and you get ready for Mississippi State. You flush this one and you get ready to go. Now, I get it. Now, I mean, we're celebrating like this is a national championship game, but, hats off to Arkansas.
Yep. All right, that'll do it from us. CT, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Wish they could have given you a better show to
I'm
watch.
still nervous, though, man. But, hey, it's always fun talking Aggie football. I appreciate it.
If you're on the YouTube channel, stay tuned here to TexAgs. We will have the post-game wrap with David Nuno coming up soon. Thank you guys a whole lot for hanging out.